Greetings and welcome, guys, gals, and non-binary pals, to episode 366 of the Words About Games podcast, the weekly gaming podcast for Words About Games. I'm your host, Amy K. Alexander, and I'm joined this week by the one and only, Mr. Daffin Moody.
Howdly doodly do, everyone. It's Friday. You know what that means. It's video game day.
It's video game.
Yay. Woohoo.
New series of Ghost Files starts on YouTube.
I've never heard
on
of
Friday.
it. So.
You have, you just choose to forget it, because me and Ryan talk about it when we play Files.
So I choose, just me.
Sorry, choose was probably the wrong word. It's the same as me. It's just like your brain just deletes the information.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. Like, I am terrible at remembering new names.
Oh yeah, I know the feeling.
Like,
Is this directly impacting my life? Then I have already forgotten it. And you haven't even finished talking yet.
yeah, something like that. Oh, he's still talking. Oh,
okay. What was he talking about again?
What was his name again?
Oh no.
Shit. Just say mate. That's how you get away with it, Moody.
That's the built-in benefit of being from the north of England, right? We can just say mate all the time, and it's fine. Everybody will be like, yeah, that's fine. Like, mate. Yeah, oh yeah, that's a totally normal thing to say. It's like y'all in what I assume, the America, the Texas.
Yeah.
Everyone just says y'all. Y'all. Howdy, partner.
Y'all.
Everyone just calls everyone partner.
Howdy, partner.
Howdy, partner. That's the same thing. It's like, I've forgotten this person's name. What do I say? No problem, partner.
Boom, boom, boom. And you always have to do this.
The finger
boom,
guns.
boom, boom, boom.
But in America, they use real guns.
The actual guns.
Bang, 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 bang.
Don't worry, I'm a pro. I was born with these.
Why, 10 minutes after I was born, my daddy gave me my first Colt pistol. He said, son, you got to watch out for those commies.
Oh, good God. Jesus. Yeah.
That's not half bad, actually. For how bad I usually am at accents, that was not half bad, that one.
Yeah, not bad at all. Not bad at all. I won't lie.
How are you? How are you, Moody?
I'm not bad at all. Just chilling, pottering on, work,
Nice.
pottering on, work, pottering on.
Sleep, powering on, eat.
Yeah, something like that.
Pottering on.
Yeah, sleep. Yeah. How are you?
I'm all right.
Very good.
Doing all right, Just doing things. I've got nothing to talk about. I've been playing Baldur's Gate 3. Like, where you've been pottering on, I've been pottering on to the computer.
Yeah. It's gonna be like weird, like so. Like I don't really do my gaming on the week, and everything. I do more unless I find a free time for myself where I can't be bothered to watch something. I'm just gonna crack on, play something like that,
That's fair.
So I do most of my gaming on the weekend. So I've played Shadow's Gambit, the Cursed Crew over the weekend. Really enjoying it. I'm gonna say it right now. I'm not gonna get around to review it because from next week it's like, oh shit. It's like 3 games coming out next week, and I'm just like, yeah, I want to play all 3 of them. I think 2 of them I might be able to do, not like straight away. I think I'll be able to do 1 next week, which I'm gonna go for is Goodbye Volcano High. I'm going for that one.
Okay.
And I want to try Sea of Stars.
I really want my next game to play to be Sea of Stars, because I played the demo and it was magnificent. But I'm just going to be stumbling out. Like, the beginning of Fallout, when you come out of the vault for the first time and it's like the sunshine is blinding and you're like, oh my God, like that's going to be me, like next week, coming out playing Baldur's Gate 3. And then it's like someone's going to hand me like another like fucking massive RPG and I'm just going to be like,
That's why I don't think you should start straight away.
Oh no!
I think you should give yourself a smaller game.
I was clever. So because I haven't played Straight Gods yet either. I don't know when I'm going to get around to that, but I want to. But when I bought Baldur's Gate 3, I also bought that sticker game where you run a sticker shop. Sticky Business.
Oh, yeah.
I bought that as well, specifically because I was like, I need a game to cool down with. I was like, what about a cute game where you make stickers? That one, yeah, I remember.
What about a game where you play dinosaurs?
Yeah, but like, so cute game to cool down with, heavy game about the existential dread of the end of the world.
While also trying to get through college.
Yeah.
The final days of West Coast.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. I get that. I understand
Although,
that.
to be fair, I think if I had to relive my like final year of high school, I would hope a meteor would hit me instead.
Well, that's my first 4 years of secondary school, and then the final 2 years were absolutely fine, which is it's really weird how that happened. But either way,
Yeah,
potatoes.
I didn't have
I didn't go to
school.
college until my 30s, so
Yeah, I went straight to college and then straight to university. University was interesting. They always used to tell me though, like, oh, well, the friends you make in university, they're going to be the friends that you have for life. And I literally don't speak to anyone I met at university, but I still have a lot of friends from high school.
I don't speak to anybody from high school or secondary school.
Yeah, so I had high school. My area was part of a trial program where they split the school system into like 3 levels. So that was first school, middle school, and high school. So I always confuse people when I say like, "Oh, I went to high school," and they're like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
Yeah. It's throwing me off because I was primary, secondary.
So I went. So years 1 to 4 was first school, and then years 5 to 8 was middle school, and then years 9 to 11 was high school.
Yeah. So basically, my first ones were 1 to 6. And then 7 till 11, 12.
11.
One of those numbers. Either way, yeah, that's how it was for me for a while. Right? Well, either way, yeah. Secondary, high school, for us, they're the same thing at the end of the
More
day.
or less, yeah.
Yeah. I don't speak to anybody at all. And a friend of one of them randomly, I bumped into one of them randomly years ago. And they asked me how I was and everything. I'm going to say right now, I was a bit of a dick here. Okay. I will not deny this.
Spoiler alert.
Everything like that. Spoiler alert, I was a bit of a dick. They said, how you been? Yeah, I've been fine. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Chatter. This was all before the pandemic.
Okay.
So, and everything like that and whatnot. And we were just randomly chatting and everything like that. And I like at the time until now, I did not realize obviously I had ADHD and everything like that. And I was just like, I kind of want to get out of this situation. I just want to go. Leave.
Sure.
Bye. Everything like that. And I was just like, well, I don't really know you anymore, so I'm just gonna fuck off and leave because I don't really speak to you. And I was never really liked you anyway at secondary school. I just walked off.
Sure. Oh God.
And I haven't spoken to him since then. I can understand why he might not. And I haven't even messaged him or anything like that. Like I never liked him at secondary school either way, so he was a bit of a dick. And I'm not saying he's that now or anything like that, but I'm just like, yo, you're not in my life. I don't care about you. Stay the fuck away from me, basically.
Sure.
I have no interest in talking to you whatsoever. So why would I want to stay in this uncomfortable situation?
Sure. Yeah.
So yeah, I did that. So and everything. I openly admit I was a bit of a dick. That was rude of me. Blah blah blah. But I was just like, I look back at the same time. I was like, would I do the same thing? Fucking probably still. I'm not gonna lie there. But either way, yeah.
I remember, like, I know I've had the quintessential experience of like people who was adults who used to bully me in school, and then they see you like walking around and they're like, "Oh, hiya, how you doing?" And I'm just like, "Fuck off! You made my life hell. Get the fuck out of here."
You're a dickhead. I don't care if you finally hit puberty and found a brain cell and all like that. Go away.
Yeah, like no, we're not doing this.
Yeah, you made my life hell. Fuck off.
Yeah. One of my roommates I used to live with in university turned out like you know how it's kind of before I stopped using Facebook altogether, I was like very intermittently on Facebook.
Yeah.
And so like every time I'd pop in, I'd see like a bunch of stuff like every like few months or something, and I popped into Facebook, and it was just before I like moved over to my new account. And he's been posting like Steven Crowder videos and proper like alt-right fucking YouTube pipeline stuff, and I was like, fucking hell, I used to live with that guy. And then I had the even more startling realization of like, fucking hell, that guy's a teacher.
Oh no!
Yeah, I was like, oh,
keep him off. Keep him away from the kids, man. Jesus. All right people are nuts.
Oh yeah, big style.
America put one as president.
True.
That's how crazy.
Now he's in jail. It's funny how life works out.
Yeah, and he still could become president. That's how funny life was. He's going to be in the Oval jail cell.
Yeah. It's just going to paint it white.
Yeah. But yeah,
Put a flag on it.
Well, we've got some like fun times coming ahead. Like I said, we've got games coming out. We're obviously all looking forward to and whatnot. So it's been pretty decent.
Well,
pretty good.
Like I booked a holiday from next Thursday. Ooh. And people will always joke. People always like joke, like when I'm like, oh, I've booked a week and a half's holiday for whenever, and like I'll always get one or two people joking like, oh, did you book a holiday? Play video games, and every time it's like, no, I didn't. I booked it for this reason or that reason. But this time, no, it was like, yeah, I did. I did. I booked it to play video games.
Yeah, and I don't want to see your ugly mugs either for a week. So I'm going to satisfy myself playing video games and not thinking about any of it. So go fuck yourselves.
I've got two 1.5 week holidays. One at the end of this month when shitloads of games come out, and another one at the end of October when shitloads of video games come out. Like I literally timed them, so I was like, I need to fucking. There's so many games.
Yeah.
I was scrolling through the calendar because I've had to add a few after the last few days to the calendar. And I'm literally like, okay, like I'm doing this mental checklist of, okay, what am I going to play? What am I not going to play? Like when it comes out,
Yeah.
Like day one. And I was like looking and I'm thinking, and games like Spider-Man 2 are literally in my head going, I could play that later, right? Spider-Man 2. Like, what the fuck? That's how fucking stacked this whole thing is.
Like some of the AAA games are all like moving about a little bit. Like
it's getting annoying.
It's come up a week. It's moved a week ahead. It's like they become at the beginning of October now, and like Alan Wake 2's now gone to the end of the month or something. And I'm just like, Jesus,
it's like a shell game.
That bad? I never really looked at it. Yeah,
it's like a shell game. They're all moving around, and it's just like I have a tenuous grasp on time as it is. Please stop doing this. Like,
yeah.
God damn it.
Or you just some of the games that I had for Fantasy Cricket and they just said, fuck 2023.
I didn't see that.
I just went, fuck you. You were going to get played. No, you're not. Just for the heck of it. You've made my list.
Yeah, you can tell how personal it was because like every game that's been delayed into 2024 this week has only been on Moody's list for Fantasy Critic. It's the only one.
It's like, fuck you. Fuck you. And I can only get rid of, I think, one more game. So I'm going to have to keep one of them in.
So you're in the situation where you've got... You can still drop a couple of your games. I think it's one or two. I can't remember. But either way, like you can drop them down and buy new games. Whereas I've got games just sitting in my team. And I know they're not coming out. But because they're not saying they're not coming out, there's nothing I can do about it.
You know Hollow Knight's not coming out yet.
I know, but they won't just say it. I can't.
Just drop it. Yes,
you can't. You can only drop games that have the will not release tag. I've already used my drop for any game. I have to wait for them to say, oh, it's not coming out, so then I can go, cool, I can get rid of it now.
Okay.
I used my one free drop on Faz.
Yeah,
so I could have
go onto my list.
So I could have I think it was November. Just before I came out.
Seriously, replaced has said they're not coming out this year. I knew that was going to happen. Fucking hell, man. I only heard about two of them. I didn't hear replaced have said they're not coming out.
I'm trapped in this situation where I've got two drops, but I need the little X to turn up above next to the game.
Yeah. The worst thing is, Tekken deliberately have just pissed on me and called it rain.
No, I knew it was going to come out in January. Like that's the month of Japanese games releases. January. The last week or two of January is when a lot of Japanese.
The thing is about it, I picked it because they were talking so much about it. Like they've never shut up, shown characters for galore about it, and I'm just like, this means it's coming out this year, right? That's why I picked it. I won't lie. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna be honest. And like say, I'm literally like, that means it's coming out this year, right? I'm literally that meme from
That means it's coming out this year, right?
That means it's coming out, right?
That means it's coming out this year, 2023,
right? I'm Padme.
I'm full, right? I'm sitting at the table, and they're bringing the order of food over, and I'm like, cool, that's enough food. And then, but they're still coming, and they're still on plates up, and I'm like, no, how many courses is this this meal? And they're like, it's a 15-course meal, and I'm like, I don't want 15 courses.
I can't drop anymore.
Oh no.
It's literally stating I can't. Publisher cannot drop any more, will not release games.
Oh no. Jeff Keighley just threw a hand grenade into your fantasy.
Yeah, that's it. I'll blame Jeff Keighley. I can go along with that.
Definitely.
It's Jeff Keighley's fucking fault.
Rip.
I only have one more spot. Okay, I'm gonna have to try and figure this out. Thing is, though, I've got some games coming, and I'm just like, I think I'm gonna get some high scores.
Oh,
soon.
definitely.
Like Mortal Kombat's coming out. Yeah. I'm expecting at least an 88 from that minimum. Yeah, sure. If not higher. If fucking Street Fighter can get a 92, I can get at least a 96 from Mortal Kombat. That's how it works, right?
Yeah. That's exactly how it works.
Thank you.
Meanwhile, I'm at the top end of the table in a situation I never thought I would be in, desperately fending Russ off. Like, no, get back! Stop picking all of the best games! What are you doing?
How has that worked? How crazy! Like, we all knew he was going to get high score with Zelda.
Sure.
Then he just randomly picks freaking Baldur's Gate 3, and that's just puffed him up to the thing. Like, he's got a game, his counter pick that's a minus for him, and yet somehow that's not slowing him down. How is this? It's
unstoppable.
It's insane.
He's got Starfield reviews dropping next week as well, so.
Yeah. Well, that's just a 7 out of 10 game, though, Amy. So he's not going to get high points there. It's going to like that's low 70. It's a low 70s game. So don't worry about that. And like with the startup screen and everything, it's going to piss people off and everything. So
yeah, we'll get into that.
But no, yeah, it's like crazy. It's absolutely bonkers. I haven't
done a fantasy critic check-in for a while. It's you've got the screen open, but I'm pretty sure it's me in first, Russ in second, Fitz in third, Keith in fourth. You're in fifth, and Alfie is like 12th. Out of 6.
Exactamundo. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Russ and Fitz are quite close together, and I think you and Keith are quite close together, if I remember rightly.
Fitz is 17 points behind.
I hope Fitz is listening. Fitz needs to fill his team in. I know Russ has been slowly adding games to his team, but Fitz has just dropped a bunch of games and then left. It's like, no,
Russell has 2 more spaces left. Keith has 3 left. I have 1 left. I could have had 3 left, but apparently I've already got rid of 2 games that were pushed to next year already. I can't remember those ones. That's really annoying. But Irish shit happens. It's not the end of the day.
Nice little fantasy critic update. I've got games I would buy if I could drop the games that I know aren't coming out, but they won't say that, so like I'm just gonna start tweeting. I want to go back on Twitter just to tweet at developers and say, hey, could you officially delay your games for me, please? I don't want. I know I've joked about it before in the past, but I can't let Russ win. That would be embarrassing for all of us.
It won't be. I'll be championing that. I'm saying, yo, go Russ. Go.
Like he finished so far last year.
One didn't compete at all. I know that is the meme. Like that is the funny meme. That like one didn't even compete and he still finished last.
He still finished last. Now he's going to win.
There's games coming out, and I'm just like, do I take a punt on them?
At this point, the way to look at it is you're going to get nothing for it anyway. You're so late in the year that you just got to take a risk on something.
Well, I'm curious about Under the Waves, but I don't know.
If I had a spot in my team, I know what I would pick.
Okay, what would you pick?
I would pick Star Ocean. The Star Ocean remake. But don't pick that just because I said that and then blame me if it gets bad reviews. I haven't had a great year this year.
But remakes have had a great year this year.
True. This is true.
Well, I can't drop any more games, so I'm just going to go all in on all my points here.
Sure. You're done now.
You've got nothing to go for. Why the fuck not? Oh, wait, no. Aren't I dropping one?
Wait until Sunday, and then have a look at it. You never know. Maybe some more release dates will come out for over the next couple of days. But anyway, we're into Moody narrating what he's doing on his computer screen territory.
It's content.
It's content. Only if I can see your screen.
Oh no, I've dropped it. I must have already dropped again. Okay, so yeah, I've got nothing else. That's fine. Okay.
But yes, that was our impromptu fantasy critic update. It's mostly been the same for.
I don't have £200 left to put in that.
For months
too much. There we go.
Yeah, there have been no startling developments. It's mostly just been the same thing we said a few months ago, where it was like, somehow Russ is in second. Somehow Russ was in first at one point.
He was in first at one point, yeah. But yeah. He's been really brilliant.
Till the Amy train started going.
Yeah, like at least he actually does stuff in it. Like I remember, like Keith had a space left last year still, and it's just like, why didn't you pick anything? Like, well, I wouldn't have moved any higher or lower. I was thinking, so.
That reminds me of this time I played when I was playing GoldenEye when we were kids, and another friend, not Keith. And another friend just like quit because he was like, well, I was losing and I wasn't going to win. And it was just like, okay, but why ruin the fun for everybody else? Like, no, play the game. That's not fair. Oh, I was going to lose anyway. Okay. So that's how competitive games work.
You obviously didn't think you were playing competitively.
Well, we were killing each other in the game, like that's about as competitive. I feel like murdering each other is about as competitive as you can get.
It's not realistic enough. What?
Hey, in the 90s, it was plenty realistic. See those faces? In the 90s, in the 90s, we were all watching Final Fantasy VII's pre-rendered cutscenes, going, "Oh my god, you could barely tell this is a video game."
Oh, how crazy is that?
Yeah,
that was just 20 fucking years ago, man.
Yeah. There was like this weird, like technological, graphical, even revolution, where it would just the quality of graphics in the space of just a few years fucking exploded. And it's mind-boggling to think about.
Yep.
Like how fast that happened. But anyway, we're not here to talk about anything interesting. Like graphics. We talk about a bloody start screen. Thanks to the internet.
That has graphics.
It does have graphics. It is you know what? It is a very lovely piece of art. I don't know who the artist is, but kudos. It looks very nice. But yeah, no, we're going to talk about Starfield's title screen. So I brought up Eurogamer's story on my phone, which was written by Vicky Blake. Because context is king, so I've heard. Because, so there was a tweet, or an X, or whatever the fuck it's called. I'm still going to call it a tweet. By a former Blizzard.
I'm going to give it to you.
Not me. I locked my account now on Twitter. I privated my account because I was like, oh, he's gonna like turn the block feature off. I better private this account real quick. I've made some enemies on Twitter.
He's gonna make F1 game not private anymore. You know that's gonna be the next thing. You know it is.
Oh, I'll play his game right up until the point where I just delete my account. It's fine. Like, oh, you're not allowed to lock your account anymore. Okay, then I'll just not have an account. Bye. But. Well, I still have one. So former Blizzard developer Mark Kern tweeted a screenshot of Starfield's start screen saying, quote, The physiognomy... I can't say words. The physiognomy of start screens. The start screen of a game can reveal a lot about how rushed the team was and how much pride they took in their work. Starfield's start screen either shows hasty shipping deadlines by a passionate team overworked or a team that didn't care. Start screens are often done at the very end of development. Teams are too busy making the core game. It's quite common for the start screen to completely change once the game is shipping or on patch 0. Teams that take pride want to put a good face forward and will often redo these just prior to the game going live, end quote. And then Kern's fucking absolute fucking nonsense of word salad. It got replied to by Pete Hines of Bethesda, who basically said, "Fuck you, dickhead." Paraphrased. Obviously, Pete Hines, one of the VPs of Bethesda Games Softworks, did not say "fuck you, dickhead," although I wish he did.
Would have been more conversation.
I would have honestly. Then I would have been like, "Okay, cool. I get why this is a news story now." Pete Hines is going around on Twitter telling people to fuck off. I would respect the shit out of that.
He should have used the Spock theme from J.J. Abrams' first Star Trek, where he says, "Live long and prosper." But you know what he's saying.
Fuck off and die. So, why are we bringing this up? Well,
don't throw me into this. I don't care about this. You're bringing it up.
why are we? Myself at It's Amy K and at Daffin Moody.
Fuck off.
Why are we specifically bringing this up? Because, like, why is this news? Right? So here's the thing about Mark Kern, right? I've known who this guy is for a long time. Yes, he's an ex-Blizzard developer, which makes him sort of notable in the history of video games. Like, he was one of the leads on World of Warcraft at one point, I believe, like back when it was first being developed. But his entire, like, thing since about 2014 has been... He was the Gamergate guy. He just fucking talks absolute nonsense about video games, and because he was a fucking developer 700 years ago, people think that means he knows what he's talking about. Like with start screens. And like this thing happened, and I saw it on Blue Sky. People would quote, like, screenshotting it and saying, "What a fucking idiot." And I was like, yeah, he's a fucking idiot. And then...
Why are we giving him breath?
Yeah, no, people are dunking on him on social media. Yeah, that's fair. Eurogamer are writing articles about it where it was like, hang on a minute, why are we giving him articles on Eurogamer? What he said is obviously fucking nonsense. Right?
Yeah.
I'm not a game developer. Maybe everything he said was spot on, but I doubt it because his track record says otherwise. And like, massive outlets are going out of their way to be like, hey, look what this guy said. And it's like... people who are subscribed to Twitter Blue, like, get ad revenue if you click on their tweets. That's all he's trying to do. He's just trying to get people to click on his tweets. And then at some point on Blue Sky, I made a post in the similar vein of, like, why are we giving this guy oxygen? And then Fitz made a comment underneath that sparked me, like, putting two things together. It was like, so all of these outlets that are writing about Mark Kern right now, not one of them bothered to mention the ZeniMax Online transphobia stuff that we talked about a few weeks ago now. Yeah. And then I really fucking got pissed. Then I actually got mad.
Yeah, no, you're completely speaking. You're spot on. But this is just journalism in general. We see it even in non-video game journalism out there and everything like that, where just the non-story is somehow turned into a story and whatsoever. I've never heard of this man. I'll state this right now.
Yeah.
I was never a World of Warcraft guy, craft guy, person or whatsoever, and so I never heard of this man whatsoever.
You really more than likely had to be around for Gamergate, which if you weren't around for Gamergate, good.
I don't really know what that is.
Good.
So
good.
Like, I hear it and I'm just like,
good.
I don't. Yeah.
It was. Yeah, it was a time. It was a time.
Well, I don't understand the time. What happened during that? So
I can tell you, not on this podcast. You don't want me to.
But either way,
imagine diving head first into a person-sized sausage grinder. That's about the similar experience as to like knowing what Gamergate is, like finding out what Gamergate was.
Cool.
Yeah.
Interesting. Oh god. Like the title screen for Starfield is fine. There's nothing wrong with it.
Screen.
What screen whatsoever. No offense. Title screen is not important about the game. And it also doesn't indicate or it isn't indicative of if the team has crunched in a terrible way and all like that. It doesn't tell fuck all.
Unless the title screen is literally text that says, "Hello,
we
the developers of Starfield have an important message."
Pete Hines and Todd Howard fucked us and made us work 20 to 24 hours a day.
I have been sleeping at my desk for 3 months. Like, then I'll make an argument of saying maybe they did crunch based on this title screen. But like I've been playing Baldur's Gate 3 since it came out, like 3 weeks ago, I think.
Yes.
And like I don't like if you ask me to describe the title screen, which I've seen 25 times in the last 3 weeks, I don't know. It's got a load game button on it. I can tell you that much. And that's what I click on. And then I load the game. And you know what? Even that, I'm sorry to the people who designed the title screen and put work into it. Like, I'm sure it looks fantastic, but I'm just trying to get into the game.
And I'll say this right now, Mark, I don't know what it was in your time whatsoever, but start screen is one of the first things you get built these days. Apart from like the first like build of like to try and sell your game and everything like that, the start screen is also one of the first things get built as well.
Okay.
So
see, I didn't know that.
It's changed. That's all. Things have changed and everything like that compared. And I don't think not a lot of it. No one. I don't mean this in a nasty way whatsoever. Not about my current. Just the developers who really care about like start screens and everything like that. No one really gives the game, the audience and everything like that. We don't really pay much attention to it, and that may sound mean and everything like that. But we're more important. We're more focused on: is this game going to entertain us for how many hours, minutes, lengths? You know what I mean?
We're asking the important questions. How many devils can I fuck in this game?
Exactly.
Those are the important questions.
Exactly. Like it's insane.
Is the answer.
That's what it is.
So far.
Amy. So far. You haven't got the bear yet, have you not?
No, I'm not doing the bear. So.
But anyway, no, yeah, it's like I think like the ultimate thing is like what you said is like, why are the news sites giving this even breath when a more important topic of what you and me talked about and bitched about on multiple occasions over the last few weeks of transphobia at ZeniMax.
Yeah, ironically,
and they didn't talk about
the same fucking company.
Yeah, and that's the thing about it. It's just like that's the thing. What's so infuriatingly frustrating about journalism in general, and it's why I struggle to pay attention to it so much in any type of life, in games, outside of games, and everything like that. It's just because it's just like these are people who get hurt, and you're writing an article about a start screen and about a Muppet who's had no relevance to what it sounds like for over 20 years, and you're now giving them some airtime. I'm guessing it's the heads that are saying everyone's talking about it. We must write an article about it of the publisher and everything like that. That's the only thing I can think of. But either way, it sucks.
To speculate, which I don't know if it's necessarily 100% fair to speculate, but to speculate, it's probably the similar reasons to the Baldur's Gate video we talked about last week, where it's just like people are going to click on this because it's stupid, and they're going to click on it to tell you it's stupid. And that Market probably has a lot of very engaged followers after everything from the past 10 years. And they're probably clicking on all of these articles, which are basically doing what we're doing, and just calling him a fucking dickhead, in so many words, to defend him and be like, no, well, actually what he's saying makes a lot of sense. Because World of Warcraft had a good start
Doesn't
screen, which
make
it
any
did.
sense whatsoever.
World of Warcraft start. I remember World of Warcraft start screen. That doesn't impact the game quality of the rest of the game in any way. It was just a good start screen. It was cool.
Yeah,
you could find it in the game. That was nice, but yeah, it didn't really like tell me anything about the game. Neither did Starfield start screen. Neither does Baldur's Gate start screen.
Yeah,
I think it might be a scene of Baldur's Gate. Now that I've said it out loud,
the only start screen that comes to mind out of games that I've played this year, and it's more because of how it transitioned into the game, and that was Star Wars.
Star Wars. I was going to say God of War.
Click new game, and the start screen becomes the game. That's amazing. That was really well done. I don't deny that. And everything else, it wouldn't have made that much of a difference if it was just start game goes to black,
start
new game goes
loading
to black,
screen.
and then a cinematic starts straight away. They changed it and they made it go like that, which is incredibly incredible. Cool. Yeah, it's cool. Trying to say the right words and then you just nail it by saying it's cool.
It's cool. You're like trying to make it sound like more than something, it is. And I'm just like, it's
cool. Maybe just say the word. It's simpler.
And I'm the one that makes videos that are way too long.
Yeah, true.
I can be succinct. I just choose not to be. To be fair, we are having this discussion about start screens and being like, yeah, start screens, but like I did have several paragraphs in my control video script that was about fonts. So I do notice these things, I guess.
Yeah.
It's like the thing we were talking about at the beginning about just things getting deleted from your brain, right? It's like, because when I click load game on Baldur's Gate 3 and get into the game, something really cool happens. And then that's the thing that I remember, right?
About it. Like, I have nothing else to say.
No, it's fine. Like I
have nothing else. Like, I could go on and I'll just be repeating the same things.
Let's talk about our top 5 favorite start screens.
God, I have none.
Let's not do that.
Yeah, I'll just go the last 5 games I've played.
I don't even think I could remember the last 5 games I've played.
Shadow's Gambit,
Baldur's Gate,
Stray Gods,
Ember. Uh-oh. Day of the Diver?
That'll be you.
Yeah.
It's The Expanse for me.
Yeah.
I don't want to look at my list.
No. I'm trying not to look at the list. I'm trying to do it from memory. I'm just like, I got nothing.
Is it Star Trek? No, I don't think it is Star
Trek.
I
think Star Trek was before I came to visit.
I'm going to have to look at my list. Fuck.
I'm not. I'm just going to sit here and acknowledge the fact that I could only name 3 of them, and I'm pretty sure Day of the Diver wasn't part of the last 5 games I played. I think it was just a game I played.
Wrong fucking thing.
Final Fantasy was probably one of them. Now that I think about it.
Might be Final Fantasy for you.
Yeah, Final Fantasy.
Viewfinder.
We played Viewfinder.
We
did play Viewfinder.
I think for me it's Shadow's Gambit, Vember, Stray Gods, Expanse, Viewfinder. Yeah.
And see, if we can't even remember the fucking last 5 games we played without looking it up, how the fuck are we going to remember
the start screen? Yeah. But no, shout out to the people who do incredible work for the start screens and everything like that. Your work is really, really good.
Yeah.
But I do apologize if I did come across like saying...
No, like what probably happens is... Sorry. No, I'll let you finish.
I was going to say, if it's not... I don't want you to think I'm dismissing your hard work. It's not my intention.
What probably happens is I probably see the start screen and in my head I go, oh, cool. Like, it looks cool. But then obviously, like, I load it in the game and I'm fucking a devil woman. And I'm like, that's the part I'm going to remember. That pushes the other thing out of my brain. Happened again. That's all I'm going to say.
You just can't help yourself.
I really couldn't. I really couldn't. It's like this one was like, let's see how far I can take this.
Oh no! Oh well, wow, we're naked.
Yep. Well, it was a case of take your clothes off, and it was like, I guess, minor Baldur's Gate 3 spoilers. Skip to Indie Game of the Week if you don't want to hear minor Baldur's Gate 3 spoilers.
You can have sex in the game, guys. Okay, that's not a spoiler.
It's more the location, and if I start saying details, it might. But anyway, yeah, I was in a position where it was either literally the dialogue question to my character was literally take your clothes off, and I was like, well, I could do that, or I could attack. And then I just took my clothes off. And then I just took my clothes off.
That's fair.
And then I was like, let's see how far this goes. And then you could take it all the way to a game over. Like,
what, you're hooked up when you're married?
No. No, you can die. Like this.
Was the sex that rough?
This sex scene came with skill checks.
Quick time events.
No, it wasn't GTA. No, but it did come with skill checks to not fucking die. Which just made it bad, and it's dangerous. It's way harder. But yeah, no, like, there is a point in it where it's like, if you don't pass when you're like deep in it and it's happening.
Deep in it.
Yeah. This is happening.
Interesting choice of words
your companions are just there, and they can see everything that's happening. Some of them, maybe they disapproved. I don't really care. But yeah, there's like, if you don't pass a specific skill check, you will die. You will die, Moody. I still did something I really shouldn't have done. On top of
have sex with a demon again.
No, after that. I was like, if this is ever a sequel to this game, I did something bad. But I didn't die. And I got
off.
I did that, yes. But I also got the password I needed. Which was why I went in the room in the first place. What I'm saying is, this game is amazing. It's like, oh, I need to get this stuff. Oh, I better have a look around. Oh, I think there's something in here. Oh, he keeps his password in the safe behind that picture. No other game would let me do this. Every other game would just be you fight. You fight, kill it, you get the password, you go on. Baldur's Gate 3 went that extra step and went, but what if the player is horny?
Okay.
That's the main question Baldur's Gate 3 asks at all times. But what if the player's horny?
What if the player's horny?
It's got a lot of answers for that question. I look forward to seeing how far you get in it. If you do play.
Oh god, Amy, it's disgusting. It's disgusting, mate. It really is. It's like Starfield comes out the same bloody day, and I'm just like, I think I'm gonna go Starfield first.
But how many devils can you have sex with in Starfield?
Yeah, but you can make a ship in Starfield, okay?
Oh, really?
You can make my own Defiant. Well, that's what I'm gonna try.
Why don't you just wait for the Xbox release? Ooh, foreshadowing. And then maybe the Xbox release.
Well, I have time to play it then.
Well, if the Xbox release comes out after the big deluge in October, you might have time to play it.
At the end of the day, I think there's a chance that Baldur's Gate 3 doesn't get touched by me until the Christmas break.
That's fair. That could be a Christmas break game, because then you got all that time to play it.
Yeah, well, I'll only have like a couple. I'll have a couple of days because I'll be. We're not set in stone, but the hope is we're gonna.
What if I just play it again? Do what I think you would do, and I'll just record the whole thing, and I'll be like, "Here's and I'll cut out like wandering around the woods and stuff, and I'll be like, "Here's a fucking 40-hour series." I'll put it in little episodes, and I'm like, "Here you go, Moody." Baldur's Gate 3. The Amy experience.
A game became one of my favorite games where I didn't even play it until like the last few weeks of the year, a couple of years ago with you. So
that's true.
That could work.
That could work. I think you dig I think you'd really like this game.
I think I would as well. We'll see how it goes. Like I say, it's like I've got things coming up. Games coming up.
That's fair. We all do.
So
yeah, you're counting down ominously on Blue Sky. What the fuck's that all about?
Yeah, I'm not telling you this.
It's scaring the shit out of me, Moody.
Oh, I'm not telling you this.
Oh, you're about to reveal that you're working on the Dino Crisis remake.
Yes, my boss has bought it and we're creating it.
You just went, fuck this.
To reveal it.
I'm not leaving my office. I'm not leaving your office until we have the rights for Dino Crisis.
It's an open land plan. He doesn't really have an office.
Like Thanos.
He has a corner.
Fine, I'll do it myself.
That's my tweet. Fine, I'll do it myself, and then you'll know, Amy.
I'll know.
Oh shit, it's coming. It's at last. He's going to murder Capcom until they give him what he wants.
For legal reasons. That was a joke.
It was a joke. It was definitely a joke.
Yeah. I don't know how long have you been counting down, because I think I noticed from 3 days remain.
2 days remain.
Yeah, but I think I only noticed yesterday.
Yeah. I think
how long have you been counting down?
Monday.
Oh God, didn't even notice the first two. 3 days to go, 2 days to go, and now I'm just posting Majora's Mask memes.
So when Saturday arrives, you're gonna be like, "Well, what is it?"
I'm gonna be messaging you nonstop.
What is it, Moody?
What is it, Moody? So is the thing on Friday or is the thing on Saturday?
Saturday.
Okay. Cool.
Saturday is D-Day. Not the actual D-Day. Okay, people chill.
Okay, good.
We're not storming Normandy again.
With the socio-political climate of the world right now, you gotta ask these questions.
That's fair. That's fair.
Okay, cool. I won't ask you any more questions about it. Are you gonna post what the thing is?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Excellent. I don't like unanswered questions. I don't like being teased if you're a giant red lady with horns, apparently.
And yeah.
Then I'm fine with it.
You were fine with it, Amy, so not bad. What's the indie game of the week, Amy?
The indie game of the week, Moody. I thought we were going to get to this a bit sooner than normal. We're doing something a little bit different this week I'm just not playing demos. I'm sorry. Like, if I sit down at my computer to play a game, I'm playing Baldur's Gate. But I saw this game come out this week. It launched. Actually, it didn't launch at the beginning of the month. I only just noticed it now. Because Twitter was how I used to notice indie games, and now Twitter is useless. So this one's called Beecarbonize. And it's like a free card strategy game where you fight climate change. Your opponent, your enemy is climate change. And I thought, I'll make that the indie game of the week.
Cool.
So instead of saying, go to Steam, wishlist the game, go Steam, play the game. It's free. It's topical. It's about a thing that we all really need to be fighting right now. Let's get some strats going. Let's get some meta, right, for fighting climate change. Like, let's use this game to hone the strategies that will save the world. And not really, but it's pretty cool. It looks like a pretty cool game. Beecarbonize. It's in the links in the descriptions of wherever you're listening to this podcast. And again, you can wishlist it if you want, but it's free, so you can just download it and play it. And it's already available. Looks cool. We'll get back to normal indie game of the week stuff next week.
Will we, Amy?
I mean, maybe. Who knows? Who knows? We keep things loose on this podcast, right?
Not as loose as you, clearly.
Hey, I've only had sex like twice. 3 times in Baldur's Gate, all right? That's less. I would be shocked if that was more than the average. I've had a lot of people throwing themselves at me, Moody, and I've gone, no thank you. I'm trying to romance this character. And then I got to Act 3 and I was like, this character clearly is not interested. What do I do now?
People I pushed away, come back, come back.
It's pretty funny. You know, when we took the piss out of those, out of all those comments, and it was like, oh, all these people have thrown themselves at me. It was like, the Baldur's Gate 3 is pretty subtle about like a romance scene.
Yeah.
Like starting a potential romance where it's like, you just have a cool scene with a character. That's pretty subtle about it all. You do have to kind of go, okay, that's as far as I'm taking that. But like, it's not like a character comes up to you and goes, hey, do you want to have sex? Like, I want to romance you. And it's like, no, you get a nice scene. And then you can let them down gently. But there's one character that was definitely added to the game as a companion quite late in development. And his scene, literally in Act 3, he did just go, hey, I fancy you. Do you want to do some stuff? And you have to really just be like, it's like Kaden in Mass Effect 1 all over again, where it's just like, you just have to fucking shut that shit down. Hard.
Oh.
It was because he's such a nice guy. Like, Kaden, like, for all of his faults of being, like, a bit boring and a bit dull, like, he's a nice guy. Like, I mean, it's not as bad as in Dragon Age Origins when Alistair, like, has the look on his face when you say no to him, like you've just fucking killed his entire family. And you feel awful. But yeah, no. So there was one character where it was like, oh, this is awkward. Shit. But it's fine because then he got kidnapped, so I didn't have to worry about it for a while. Cool. Yeah. I don't know. Should we do a halftime thing?
Yeah, let's do halftime.
2/3 time, 1/3 time. I don't know. Whatever. Yeah. Let's do a halftime. We'll be back with Moody's Time to Shine in 1 second. Oh, I'm definitely leaving that in with no context. So, Moody,
we should start doing clips, man. You should really start doing clips.
I don't have time. I wish I would love to. I would love to. How? How? If you come up with an idea for how, fucking let's do it. Let's go. We'll talk about it. After the podcast.
Before we get on to, are we?
Oh no, yeah, we've started. Yeah, I literally we're starting from you going.
No, so before we get into Moody Time, so I heard a new phrase this week that never heard of whatsoever. Didn't even come to bloody mind. Which is funny. It's about Baldur's Gate as well. Which is funny enough. A new phrase of like, really? This is a phrase you guys want to?
Oh, I thought that was
plant
the start
your
of the
flags
phrase.
in. And scream to the tops of saying, no, you're doing it wrong, or this is how you're meant to do it in games.
Wow.
I've never heard of the phrase save scum.
Save scumming? Oh, save scum is a time-honored classic.
Never heard of it.
Yeah.
At all until this week. Until, praise the Lord to that person, James, Stephanie Sterling, until I saw their video this Monday.
Yeah, I watched Steph's video about save scum.
And I was just like, What?
It's a PC gaming tradition to argue about save scumming.
Like, seriously?
Yeah, so like back in my day. But like games that have quick save, so you can just hit a key to like immediately save the game, so that if you fuck something up, you can just reload again.
Yeah.
Like in XCOM, it was a big thing in XCOM where it was like, oh, you quick save, you do the thing, your soldier dies, you go fuck that, and you load the game up. That's save scumming.
Yeah.
That's why, although Steam says I've played Baldur's Gate for 77 hours, my save file says 68 to 69 hours. Some of it has been I got killed, completely wiped out, and I've had to go back. But sometimes it was a case of like, oh, fucking, I'm doing a fight, and Karlach just got yeeted off a cliff and died, and I'm like, no, reload. We're doing that again.
No, but I just, my brain can't compute it. That's the thing about it. It's like, really, guys, there's a saying for this.
Yeah.
And you have debates about it.
Yeah.
Of like, this is the real way to play a game. This is not the real way to play a game. Just play the game however the hell you fucking want.
Well, for starters, when gamers, we have to argue about the correct way to play games, apparently. We've been doing this for decades.
I know, but like, seriously.
Remember when that guy from PC Gamer installed those cheats for Sekiro, and that one post?
No.
That one guy posted, and he was like, "You have not only cheated the game, but yourself." It's like a classic all-time meme at this point.
Nope, never heard of it.
Wow.
Yeah, it just made me laugh.
No, yeah, like there are people out there who insist.
Play it however you want. If you don't want to play it without saving, good for you. If you want to play it by saving, good for you.
Yeah, like there are people who insist that if you do save scum, like you're not playing the game right, and it's like I get it. Like I watch Steph's video as well, and I do what they do, where it's like I do commit in theory to living with all of my mistakes until I reach a point where one of my mistakes is just an instant. No, I don't want that. Reload.
No, it doesn't bother me. Like, oh my god, it's the thing. It's the Resi thing all over again. My brain's just clicked it. Like, I remember, like, a friend of ours literally, I messaged them and said, "Oh, I've completed Resi 2 or 3 or whatever it was in this time," and he replied with rocks, and I'm just like, wait, what?
Yeah,
but my brain didn't click with rocks. I'm just like, just spell the fucking word. When he eventually told me what he meant. And I went, yeah, why? Well, you didn't play it the proper way. So, what do you mean it's a proper way? It's in the game, so it's a proper way.
Yeah, sure. Like, speedrunning Resident Evil 2 requires you not using rocket launchers. You know, you use the strats of speedrunning. You weren't speedrunning the game. You were just having fun seeing how fast you could beat the game with rocket launchers.
Yes.
Like, yeah, it is what it is. Like, you know, like
it's
whatever.
Insane.
What I think what I think is even more insane, because I was doing that as well. It was the three of us, and I was also using. I tried using the machine gun because I said to see if that was faster, but it wasn't. So I switched to rocket launchers. Yeah, rockets were better. You could just point it at the ground and shoot, and it didn't damage you. But yeah, and like, I learned a lot of the game just like by doing that, like running through like the optimal path for the entire game.
Yeah.
But it was like yeah. What I find more like insane about that scenario is that friend who knows you thought that you were speedrunning the game. Like speedrunning the game. I was like, no, Moody is not going to speed. No, I love you to bits, Moody. You would not have the patience to speedrun. Anything.
I don't have the patience for it. I know I don't. I don't have the patience for it whatsoever at all. Like that's just insane to me. But yeah, like respect to the players who can do that though.
Definitely.
Like I take my cap off to you. You can do something I can't do. I don't have the patience, the awareness, the fucking hand-eye coordination, the brain,
the wherewithal
was too slow.
Repeat.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I made a minor mistake. Restart.
Like, I can literally go into a fucking kitchen thinking I'm going to get something, come back out of the kitchen, go into my living room, and not come back with the thing I was meant to go for.
Yeah. I mean, ironically, I did speedrun Resident Evil 2 for a little bit, the original one, the PS1 one.
Okay.
So yeah, but yeah, no, save scumming. It's a thing. It's a thing as old as RPGs on PC. those computer games that you install on your Windows 3.1 machine that clicks when it loads. Click. It's a whole thing. Yeah, save scumming. Time-honored historical thing.
Excuse me. Well, you know what isn't as old as RPGs, Amy? Gamescom 2023.
I thought you were going to say us. Like, I don't know about that. I'm the same age as Super Mario Brothers. Yeah, Gamescom happened, and I watched none of it for the first time, I think, in the history of me being aware of video game shows.
And randomly, the person who bitches about him the most watched it.
Yeah.
which
yeah,
is
basically
really weird.
Yeah,
it's fucked up. It really is.
We're in the upside down now.
It is the upside down. Yeah.
Yeah, so I went through and I watched like bits and pieces and trailers that looked interesting. Like I was saying to Moody, I had a strategy of going through the timestamps of like the opening night live, clicking on the first one, and if I got bored, I'd click on the next one. So like I didn't watch lots of trailers all the way through.
Yeah.
And there was some I just skipped because I was like, well, I'm not going to watch that. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 gameplay reveal? No, thank you. Finally, I don't have to sit through this because I'm not on Twitch. I don't have to watch this and play Star Trek ships with Moody.
When Call of Duty came up, I was just like on my phone, and I was just like, oh, it's still going. Oh, it's still going. That's all I was like this. That's when I was tweeting, bitching about him, I think.
You were doing the whole thing about him having a woman on stage.
Finally, we had a few.
Before we talk about the games and stuff, though, like someone jumped up on the stage.
2 people ran up on the stage, screaming GTA 6.
Okay.
I think it was Bill Clinton wants to play GTA 6 or something like that. I think one had a shirt on it, I think, or whatever. But
right.
People came on and like they got dragged off, pushed off basically off the stage really fast. And I'll say this: I'll give him some props here. He kept calm. He didn't like. I would have gone fucking get off.
So there's no
kicking them.
There's no image like there was last time of Miyazaki just looking like he's about to smash this guy's head in with a trophy.
Who the fuck are you? He did. Yeah, I'll give him marks for that. I'll give him props for that. Should I say? Like he kept his cool and everything like that, and he just he carried on with the show. Which is, high mark. I'll give him marks for that.
Well, it's not his first rodeo. It's happened last Game Awards.
Yeah, but I won't lie though. Jeff, this has happened to you now twice now. Do you think the first time wouldn't have not made you go, I need more security on the stage?
Maybe we should do something about this.
Maybe you should put a barrier in front of all the people.
We should have security at the steps.
Yeah.
Up to the stage. I don't know. Just a thought.
Yeah.
But yeah, games happened.
Well, the Gamescom's happened. Yeah, I'll say this for my overall thoughts of the show. I think it was a fine show. It did what it needed to do. Like Jeff, like you said, was tweeting out soon, don't put your high hopes and everything like that. And yeah, it was just like it was games that we pretty much all knew was coming and everything like that. There was a couple of like interesting surprises. One we'll talk about in a minute and everything. But overall, it was fine. It was nothing special. It was nothing great. It was just fine. It did the job it was needed to do. And it ended weirdly. It just like it felt like it ended like a Michael Bay film. It was just like, and here's the last game. Thank you. That's we'll see you again December. And then just Linkin Park
explosion, fireworks.
Yeah, Linkin Park song starts
I've done.
Yeah,
Jeff Keighley walking off stage slow motion.
No, he like ran off. It was like really weird. Like just like I didn't expect him, which is maybe I don't mean this nasty towards the game, but it ended on Alan Wake 2, and for some reason I just was like, wait, it's done? Like, so yeah, it was for me it ended weirdly, but no fault. Like the show was fine. It did the job what it needed to do. It wasn't special. I'll say that it was better than some of the Games Fest. Some of the Games Fest bored me. This didn't really bore me. He was not front center as much. It moved more briskly with games than I think it did with Summer Games Fest. Like he was there, and like there was like parts where he's just like, "All right, now get off. We don't care about you and Zack Snyder. Don't give a fuck. Get off the stage."
Yeah, I heard about Zack Snyder being there to promote something.
Yeah, he promoted his new film. Okay. That's apparently going to have a game.
Ooh.
Yeah, and everything like that. So I could accept it a little bit because he said, "Well, we'll get a game of the is going to come for this game, blah blah, of this film I'm doing." Yeah. And I went, "Oh, okay." But you're not there to show that or talk about that. You're there to show off your first trailer of your new film, which just looks like, I saw Dune. I think I can do that, which you will not be able to do that. Even though I did not enjoy Dune, that was just the pacing-wise, I didn't enjoy Dune. Everything else, though, was a masterpiece when it comes to Dune for that movie. But, and as much as I love the cast they have, I'm just like, yeah. Zack Snyder, yeah, okay. You've been
Okey-dokey.
given a lot of money by Netflix to do these 2 movies.
Well, they got to get who they can, right? Actually, that's weird. Promoting a movie. They're promoting a movie? It's just tweaked in my head that the strikes are happening, though.
But just dropped the trailer. That's all it is. I think that's allowed because there's still trailers getting dropped.
Okay. We'll give him the benefit of the doubt.
It all depends if he's part of SAG. He might not be part of SAG anymore. Then he's allowed to do this.
Okay.
My brain never clicked at that at all.
I just clicked. I don't know why. I don't know why I just put 2 and 2 together there. I was like, wait a moment. I'm sure that's not allowed.
That's fascinating. Yeah, that's interesting. I haven't seen any pushback on that either.
No, that's why. I think that's why I've just clicked. Where I was like, hold on a sec.
Yeah, who cares? We're not here to talk about that.
Hollywood pay your writers. Games.
Yeah, pay your writers, pay your actors.
Pay everyone, except your executives. They get paid quite enough. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, let's crack on to the games you want to talk about.
Well, I don't know if it's just these were the ones that just jumped out at me, right? Like I don't know if you had any that you wanted to talk about as well. But...
No, not really. But the only one I was going to really talk about was Little Nightmares 3.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed Little Nightmares 2. I had a lot of fun with it.
It's got a new developer. It's got a new developer.
Yeah. So it's going to be very interesting to see. Like obviously, because they've got the engine and everything for it, it's easier to do a fast turnaround compared to what it is to like obviously doing a brand new game. So this is 2024, which is fantastic to hear. If they can land that, that's amazing. If they can't, that's no problem either. You know what I mean? But no, yeah, what I saw was just like, yep. That looks as creepy, just like the first 2. There's a baby. There's a baby.
There is a baby.
And it was just like, no, it looks really, really canny.
But yeah, it's been developed by Supermassive Games. Now, their first crack at the Little Nightmares whip. Previously made the Dark Pictures anthology and Until Dawn.
Until Dawn, yeah.
I want them to hit high again, as high as they did with Until Dawn. Until Dawn was such a high bar. Yeah. And like I've enjoyed the Dark Pictures anthology games, but never like as much as Until Dawn.
They haven't hit it since Until Dawn.
They haven't hit it that high since.
Yeah, which is a shame.
But hey, they're making Little Nightmares 3.
Yeah. Maybe this is what they need, that different appetizer, that different taste. Yeah, that palate cleanser. Because they basically have done the same type of game back to back. They probably needed a palate cleanser between Until Dawn and the Dark Pictures anthology thing.
Quite quickly as well. Like they've been releasing those. I don't think the speed with which they've been releasing the anthology games has helped them.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
No, I mean, this has got co-op, so... You know, maybe I'll give it a go with you. I don't know. I didn't really like Little Nightmares 1 or 2.
Yeah, you do not need to play it for me. You don't like him. You're not a fan of the franchise, so don't try and play it for me.
Yeah, we'll see how I feel closer to the time that it comes out. I like the Assassin's Creed Mirage trailer just because it was in the thing was in Arabic, and like you'll be able to like play the whole game with Arabic language and subtitles.
It's like Prey. Like Prey, you could watch it and play it in Comanche,
which makes sense. Yeah, like for where they are and stuff, right? It's like, well, no one speaks English here.
Yeah, true, and it's like it's fantastic to see this. It's a great touch to have this in there at the end of the day, and it's like hopefully this is something they'll do from future games onwards because they did this. If I remember, this is the first game they've done this for.
Yeah, probably.
At least their first Assassin's Creed they've done this for. I'll state that. But no, yeah, this is really, really good. And like, I'm gonna give I think I'm gonna give Mirage a look at.
I'm committing to nothing.
Yeah. It all depends on what I'm doing, like what I'm working on.
For games that are releasing in 2023, I'm committing to nothing.
From now on, to the end of 2023, you're not going to commit to.
I'm going to commit to playing some games throughout the rest of the year. But even I don't know what those games are going to be. There's like maybe 4 or 5 where I'm like, I'm definitely going to play that. Like, for example, I'm obviously 100% going to play Alan Wake 2. I've been waiting 13 years for this game. I don't give a shit what else is coming out at the time. That's the one I'm going for. Which, incidentally, is how I played the first one. It came out on the same day as Red Dead Redemption. And while everybody else went for Red Dead Redemption, I was like, I'm going to play this.
That's fair.
And I did. And yeah, we got to look at the other... Because we've seen... At Summer Games Fest, we saw the things from the side of the other protagonist. The non-Alan Wake protagonist. The FBI agent lady.
Yeah.
And this time we got to see the clearly, like, more... psychological horror side of the game, which is what Alan Wake's going through. And I'm like, cool. Alan Wake 1 was not a scary game, but Alan Wake 2 looks like it's going to be the scary game, which is fascinating. I look forward to seeing more of it. I don't want to see any more of it. I just want to play it. It'd be nice if they released a physical copy, but it's fine. If I have to buy it, I have to buy it. I bought Baldur's Gate, right?
Are you not doing a physical release for Alan Wake?
No.
2?
No, they already said they would.
Are they not?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
No, like someone, THQ, I think, stepped in to say, like, we'll do it, and they didn't. I think they just got ghosted.
Great. All right, well, I'll date this right now we'll go halves on it.
Yeah, we'll sort it out, definitely.
We'll go halves on Xbox.
Not on my PC.
You don't have to, so you don't have to, so you don't... Pardon?
I think my PC would melt a hole through the floor if I tried to run Alan Wake 2. Like, yeah. I saw those graphics. I saw them graphics at that trailer, and I was like, God damn.
Oh, it does look good, I won't lie.
They were like, some of this is live action, and some of it is, it's like a mix of live action and like, gameplay footage, but I didn't realize that was actually a challenge of, and can you tell which is which? Because no, I couldn't.
That's very good. Very good.
And yeah, the other stuff like Nightingale is a game I've had half an eye on for a long time. It's definitely it sounds like the anti-Amy game. It's like you have a base and you go out and you craft things and you build your base out, and it's like Amy doesn't play those kind of games, but it just looks cool. You get cards and you combine them at this portal, and then you go through the portal and the cards decide what kind of biome you explore, and then you can just explore it. Like, I don't know like what the balance between survival and exploration is going to be, but hopefully there's like a good, like, hopefully I can just explore like without having to worry about that's my ideal for this game, because that's what I want to do. I want to just explore all these weird places.
Yeah, that's fair.
But it launches in early access in February. Which I knew it was coming to early access first. Yeah, they'd already said, but it does seem cool. I might give it a look, see, or at least see what people say about it.
Yeah, sounds good.
And the last one from opening night live was Ara History Untold, which is the strategy / city building game.
When I saw this, I was literally thinking, because I didn't realize they said the name at the beginning. Yeah. I literally thought, this is the new civilization.
It looks really cool. Like you go through like all the way through history, and it's got that Civ stuff. You know, you can build hanging gardens in France. Yeah. But I like one of the things that's always bugged me about Civ, and I haven't played 6, so I don't know if they changed this in 6. But it was like you build a city, and then the city doesn't get any bigger because it's on the same tile. You know, like, and I know it's a weird thing to be bugged by, but it bugged me.
That's fair.
So, like, watching this trailer for Ara and just seeing it, like, zoom out, and it's like the cities, like, expand, like cities do in real life. So it looks like it's not just a strategy game, but it's like a proper city builder as well. Like, if you crossed city skylines with Civ. And I'm like, that sounds awesome.
Yeah. It did look cool, I won't lie. No doubt about that. I'll just give a shout out to Age of Empires 4 coming to console. Like, it's released now, like they said, out now, and it's available on console, blah blah blah, and all like that. And I was saying to my partner, out on console. I said, wait, what? And I was just like, why do you care? I bought you this for PC and you haven't touched it. What? It's like, seriously.
Age of Empires is a game I have a lot of. I played a lot of LAN games of it when I was in university. 2, I think, the second one.
Yeah.
It's not really a game or a genre that I tend to play alone. Like I play it if I've got other people to play it with.
Yeah.
But I always loved Age of Empires too. Like, it was a lot of fun.
That's the one my partner always plays. She was addicted to it. It's like she goes in and out, so eventually I know she's going to come back to me and say, I'm going to play Age of Empires too. And I was like, all right. So when you see someone playing it, that's my partner all the time.
You played like 50 hours of Age of Empires this week.
No.
You get that, right? It's like you go in and out of these things. Like, it's like I keep going from like watching lots of YouTube to watching lots of anime to watching binge watching a TV show to watching anime. You know what I mean? You just go in and out of these cycles.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that was everything that jumped out at me from opening night live. I did the same thing with the Future Games Show, where I was clicking through to see like things that looked interesting to me, and I found a few games. The Gap, which is a survival horror game that they said they'd revealed at a different Future Games Show, and I've watched all of the Future Games shows and I don't remember it. But it looks interesting. Yeah. Very weird, sort of jumping between parallel dimensions, but it's a horror, not a superhero multiverse. So that was cool. Parcel Call, I think the trailer was just fun. It was like, it's like this thing where you ride a bike through a city to deliver parcels, but it had a nice sense of humor. There was a moment where the guy was explaining to another guy how the thing worked, and he was like, "You don't have to worry about It's like I can't remember the exact words, but it was like you don't have to worry about how fast you do things. Like, no, we don't. Just ask our publisher." And then the camera pans across, and there's this guy in a secret mode shirt just going, and then it goes back across, and I was like, I like that joke. That was a good joke, but also probably true. And then Pacific Drive, which we've talked about on this show before. That's the one with the car, and you drive through, and there's all those anomalies.
Have been pushed to next year.
It did get pushed to next year, which I think I saw coming. Like, you get to a point where I think at this time of year, you can kind of see which games are going to get pushed to next year, just because it's like, well, you haven't heard anything about these for a while.
Yeah, true.
If they're coming this year, and I just think a lot of games right now are just looking at the end of 2023 and just going, fuck that. We're out of here.
Fuck you, motherfucker.
We saw what just happened to every game that released in August because of Baldur's Gate 3. We're going next year. We'll find safe haven amongst the 2024 months. And then there's two games that weren't tied to any showcase, which I just saw on Eurogamer, which is Jusant had another gameplay trailer, and it's coming on October 31st, which is the climbing game I played the demo of at Next Fest in the summer by Don't Nod, when you just climb and jump and stuff. It was pretty good. And Steam World Build is coming December 1st, and it's also coming in Game Pass.
Cool.
And then there was Fallout TV show leaks.
I'd never heard this, so...
Yeah, they leaked. There was like a trailer or something that got leaked. It's Fallout. I can say that they've nailed the look of Fallout. There was some power armor and a couple other things, and it was just like, it looks like Fallout. I don't know. Phil was texting me about it. That's how I found out it got leaked. Because he's like, if anything video game related happens in like the realm of another thing, like movies or TV shows, he always assumes I have an interest, which is fair. I'm the video game person. But it was like, I mean, I have a long and complicated history with Fallout. I don't know how to feel about a TV show. Like, Fallout is a thing you could very easily do a lot with.
Yeah.
It just depends what they decide to do with it, I guess. Like, it's a setting that you can really get creative with.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. It'll be interesting to see what they do with it. We'll cross that bridge when we do.
We'll cross that bridge when Amazon releases it, I suppose.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
But that was it. Like, I probably missed a ton, but again, I just didn't have the energy for a games show at the minute. You know what I mean?
That's fair. I'm surprised I watched the book.
I'm surprised you watched it. You were texting me while it was happening, and I was like, "Oh shit, he's watching it."
Yeah. I just decided to. Yeah, I was just like, "Oh, I'll whack it up."
Why not? Like a fucking like a rerun of fucking Jurassic Park. It's like, yeah, I'll whack it on. Why not?
Yeah, why not? Why not?
But yeah, it was cool. Good games. I'm sure there's lots of good games that have been shown off. You know, let me know if I missed any. I probably did.
Nothing that comes to mind for me or anything like that. So, yeah, let's crack on to the next one. Let's go. Let's go to the one that we just added. Baldur's Gate 3 is coming to Xbox Series X and S this year, apparently now.
Yeah, according to Larian's Sven Vinky, quote, super happy to confirm that after meeting Phil Spencer yesterday, we found a solution that allows us to bring Baldur's Gate 3 to Xbox players this year still, something we've been working towards for quite some time. All improvements will be there with split-screen co-op on Series X. Series S will not feature split-screen co-op, but will also include cross-save progression between Steam and Xbox Series. I mean, it's coming one of the biggest games of the year coming on Xbox is a big deal anyway. But like, this is a big deal. Like the whole feature parity between Xbox Series X and S, which has been like a cornerstone of Xbox's entire strategy for this console generation, and now it's not for Baldur's Gate, at least.
Yeah, that's the thing about this. Is why I've added it to the. I asked you to add it to the story. Or I sent it to you.
And why I'd already added it.
And whatnot. Yeah, it's because this is like it's not just the balls. There's a bigger story here than just the Baldur's Gate 3 story. It is the Xbox Series X, Xbox Series S thing, priority and all like that craziness. For it, like I've been saying, like I said, I think what was it, a couple of weeks ago. I think it was when Vitz was on. That I said that I can't remember what was the story or anything like that, but basically I said like
Baldur's Gate 3.
It probably bloody was. I'm not gonna lie, but I was just like, this is the reason why the next Xbox will not have a weaker tier or anything like that. They'll have two Xboxes, but it'll probably be like the PlayStation 5, a digital and a physical one type of thing, disc and non-discless type of thing, but they'll have the same exact power, so they don't have this type of thing happen again.
So I didn't respond to that 2 weeks ago because I don't know what we were talking about. I just didn't.
I can't remember what we were talking about.
But what I will say is it depends what the sales split is between the Series S and the Series X as to whether they do this again.
I think they will eventually have no choice to, though. There's going to be bigger games with a bigger certain like app type of thing that are going to be eventually bigger than Baldur's Gate 3, and they're going to have to make that separation again where they're already doing it basically. I think like they aren't doing it for the next Forza, but like you can see why Forza has lost features, and it probably is because of the S. I won't lie, I don't know if that is true. I am literally only going off what I can see and everything, and that like the S is weaker and the S is holding things back from a certain point of view. When it comes to the customer thing, it's fabulous for customers, no doubt about it. It is a fabulous machine that's a fabulous price, and it's just amazing for a Game Pass machine. Like you have the S, and it works incredibly well. I'll never deny that whatsoever. But when it comes to the developer thing, it is holding them back. Like this has happened because Phil Spencer's had to send his specialist Microsoft team to Baldur's Gate developers to see if they can try and sort this out and speed this process up so they can get it this year and whatnot. And they've obviously come to a situation that they're going to be able to do this, but concessions from both sides have had to happen.
Yeah.
Eventually a game's going to come out where a concession can't be made. Microsoft's going to have to make a decision of you either don't have it on this console or you only put it on the X. And I think that is eventually going to happen.
Probably, but that's just because as we get later into the generation and games obviously
no doubt about that.
Like, I respect the developer side of things a million billion %, but there's something that you just said there about like the S is a great thing for customers and it's a great thing for like a Game Pass machine and stuff. Moody, I wouldn't own an Xbox this generation if the S didn't exist, and I know I'm not the only one. So what it comes down to from Xbox's position when whatever the fuck they call their next Xboxes, who even knows at this point, like it's going to be how many Xboxes will we not sell if we have one model that's however much games consoles cost in 2028. And because they're not necessarily just interested in getting the money, it's getting the Xboxes into people's houses.
Yeah, I know that. No, I know.
That's not me arguing or disagreeing with you. Just...
Yeah, I know. Oh, I know you weren't arguing with whatsoever.
We're not disagreeing.
No, whatsoever. Yeah, it's like but that's the thing about it. That's why we're going to hit that point. Though.
Yeah,
sadly going to. But that's the thing about it. They're going to have to make the decision of that. Either no one gets to play this game, or only the X players, quote unquote, get to play this game, which is going to be unfair on the people of the S because of the certain limitations the S has. Which limitations aren't as big as what people make it out to be, but some of them are significant enough where it is holding things back, and because of that's what's gonna. Hopefully, it's not gonna happen for. Hopefully, not gonna happen for a while yet. But I truly believe that they're now, as we already know, the next generation consoles, they're already getting talked about behind the scenes. We know this. And everything like that. The PlayStation 6, that's probably already got a little thing already. The next Xbox, we already know. If they were going to separate it into like an X and an S again, I think that's probably changing. If it doesn't, I'll hold my hand up and say, well, they clearly don't give a fuck and they're going to just do it how they want to do it, which is fantastic. Because like I say, the S will again probably be, if the next one is an S, it's going to be cheaper for the customer, which is fantastic. I'll always champion that for the customer. I'll always will. But when it comes to the developer at the same time, I'm like, yeah, Xbox, you're making this a little bit difficult.
How do I word this in a way that's not going to piss you and every developer I know off?
You're not going to piss me off.
That sounds like a developer's problem and not my problem.
That's a fair thing to say.
Yeah, sure. Like, I get it. Making video games just for the X would be difficult. Never mind having this whole other machine. Like, the one thing I will say is what I've noticed seems to be the issue, because we've had this and also the Halo Infinite kerfuffle. Split screen seems to be a thing Xbox Series S just cannot do. I wouldn't be surprised if following this concession, split screen comes back on the table for Halo Infinite or the next Halo for the Xbox Series X. And just the Xbox Series X.
Probably.
Because it does seem like split screen is a big problem for Xbox Series S.
Yeah. They're going to have to there's going to be games in the future they're going to have to make concessions of. X is going to have the full feature game and everything, and S is going to lose some features.
Yeah,
it's going to be sadly that's how it's going to be.
If the S doesn't have same screen, split screen, multiplayer, and a couple of other features, but you can still play Baldur's Gate and Halo, then it's not a massive deal. The other thing I think to remember as well is the Xbox's first party is finally starting to get going to a point where they might, in a few years, they might not necessarily need to rely on third party games as heavily as they have done for the past since the Xbox launch. The original.
Knock on wood for that.
Hopefully. Yeah, and obviously that's a knock on wood. That's why I was like, it seems like that's what's happening.
They've got 2 coming out this year. It's going to be their big hitters this year and everything like that. A lot of people are excited for them, so we'll see what happens and whatnot. But yeah. What you said, it's completely spot on. It is a developer thing about it. It's a developer problem whatsoever. But at the same time, they just need to find that right balance for me. I think that's all.
Yeah.
I think this conversation would be completely different if the S wasn't selling. But the S is selling.
Yeah.
We all know this. The S is selling. If the S wasn't selling and the X had a bigger install rate, we wouldn't be having this conversation whatsoever. The S would have been thrown out.
The S would have just been quietly pushed aside like the Kinect. It would have just been like, oh yeah, that thing. Yeah. But yeah, the S is definitely the best. The S is definitely the driver of Xbox sales.
Yeah. Which is weird. Is it because ultimately it's got to be just because of the price, because at the end of the day, PlayStation 5 is outselling Xbox to our knowledge. PlayStation have obviously released the numbers, the 40 million plus 40 million. Xbox, we're thinking rumors around somewhere between 30 million.
If Xbox, I know Xbox don't give numbers. If Xbox was outselling PS5, they would have a fucking megaphone. They would be telling everybody that they was outselling PS5.
They would be saying it. Yeah, no doubt about that. There's no doubt about that. But no, yeah. Anyway, it doesn't bother me. I'll state this right now. I don't really care when it comes to the developer part for me. I'm just like,
you're just like, how do I make you work on Switch? Ah!
That's the only one. Yeah, this fucker. Come here, you piece of shit. This. Give us a new one.
every time a developer that Moody's publishing company works with says, and we're releasing on Switch, Moody gets 5 new grey hairs. Instantly.
I think the entire team does.
It's like, he just Moody just ages.
I aged another 3 years. Oh no, I was 37. Now I'm 40. No.
But yeah, no, like I mean that when I say it's a developer's problem, I mean it with all due respect. It's just it is a thing where it's like Xbox wants to get people in the door, and one of the best ways to get people in the door is to make gaming affordable.
Yes, I do not disagree with that.
More affordable. Sorry,
they should also not put their games out at $70 then.
I mean, they definitely shouldn't put their games out at $70. No one should be selling games for $70.
Especially when they're throwing it on Game Pass. I could understand it kind of if it wasn't going on Game Pass straight away, but it doesn't. It all goes on Game Pass straight away, so it's just like, hello.
Yeah. Fucking.
But either way,
fuck $70 games, man.
Congratulations, like I say. It was like the Xbox game is going to be able to get this game hopefully as well, and it's going to play well and everything like that. Mm-hmm. Like for the console, and whoever plays it on S, I hope it plays brilliantly for you as well. And whatnot, like I'll always champion for the customer still.
And also to say, there's like a wrap up thing. This definitely wouldn't have happened if Baldur's Gate 3 hadn't have become the biggest game fucking ever.
Yeah.
For weeks on end.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Yeah.
Like, Xbox are probably sitting back going, they can't get it out. I'm sure it'll be fine. And then it's just fucking Baldur's Gate for 3 weeks straight. And it's like, maybe we should do something about this.
But the thing is, Matt, the conversation's only started now when I think Phil Spencer's obviously been so busy with the Activision deal left like that, he completely forgot. Wait, Baldur's Gate is amazing, and it's coming exclusively to PlayStation 5 first. And they didn't even sign a deal to make it exclusive. Yeah, so we're just giving it to them. Yeah.
Yeah. We don't have to let this happen.
yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Like, no, Phil, you don't know. Like again, like case by case, feature parity. Yeah, sure, let's do it. Let's have those conversations. You know what I mean? Like, if that's what it takes to get a game like Baldur's Gate on Xbox platforms, that's awesome. I want more people to play Baldur's Gate 3. It's a fucking amazing game.
Yeah.
Do I have issues with it? I sure do. It's still an amazing game.
Yeah. She was meant to bang this person, just she to bang 2 devils instead.
No, unfortunately, I have actual game critique issues with it as well. It's not just about me getting ghosted by my companions.
Bioware is laying off 50 people to become more agile and focused.
So this is from Bioware General Manager Gary McKay, who says, quote, in order to meet the needs of our upcoming projects, continue to hold ourselves to the highest standard of quality, and ensure Bioware can continue to thrive in an industry that's rapidly evolving, we must shift towards a more agile and more focused studio. It will allow our developers to iterate quickly, unlock more creativity, and form a clear vision of what we're building before development ramps up. To achieve this, we find ourselves in a position where change is not only necessary but unavoidable. As difficult as this is to say, rethinking our approach to development inevitably means reorganizing our team to match the studio's changing needs, end quote. McKay confirmed that both Dragon Age, Dreadwolf, and Mass Effect 5 remain in development. First of all, fuck that. I don't give a shit about the fucking games when you're laying people off. Just gonna say that right now.
And I 100% agree with you. I completely 100% agree with you. Like, the thing about it now, I'll say this, thank you. Go for it. Shout out to Kind of Funny, they're the ones who brought this to my attention for this. It's been next year will have been 10 years since Dragon Age Inquisition, Amy.
Yes, it will.
And how bad is the time of Bioware have had it?
Well, Dragon Age Inquisition was like this brief shining moment of hope in 2 periods, sandwiched between 2 periods of Bioware's history where things haven't been great.
Yeah. Mass Effect Andromeda, like what both you and me still stays. We really enjoyed it and had a lot of fun. We appreciate that it had problems, but nothing like that.
I mean,
Anthem,
Mass Effect 3. Even if you want to go down that deep, that was a moment in time.
Yeah, Anthem, which was just a shit show on fire. They had a shining light a little bit when they released the Mass Effect Legendary Edition. Like I think they turned, I think the opinion turned back onto them in a nice way with that. Like I was like saying, I love the trilogy. I was so happy that they finally did it and everything like that. But when was the first time we saw a teaser trailer for Dreadwolf? I think it was 5 years ago, wasn't it? If not a few years ago. It's a while ago.
The sands of time run through my fingers, and I just
like. We reported a few weeks ago that they've just hired on a new creative director for the thing. I don't know which one's going to come out first, and I will not be surprised if it's Mass Effect 5. I don't think we're going to get Dragon Age. I'm at that stage in my life, Amy, that I don't know when we're going to get these games. But before we get into those games, this was a crap statement, and I don't like it. We are refocusing, so to refocus, we're firing 50 people.
Yeah. To make ourselves more agile and focused. Like, listen, Gary, and everybody at Bioware, who is involved in making decisions like these. You can tell, someone pointed out to me, you can always tell when I'm about to get real, because I lean on my leg, like so, and move my microphone, and put the hand out. Someone pointed out to me that I do this. As a thing. But anyway, listen, Gary.
I'm going to write this down as a note.
All I'm going to say is, right, you're not a fucking RPG character, right? You don't get over-encumbered by having more staff. It's actually the opposite. Like, if you want to do things faster, more agile, you have more staff. That's how these things work. Like, if you're making a video game and you have 100 people to make this video game, to spread the tasks across, that all of the things that go into making the video game, you're going to make that video game faster than if you only have 50 people.
Yeah.
That's maths. I don't need to be a game developer to know that. I just need to be someone who works in a place.
Who works in a place? No, yeah, it's just like we've been talking about BioWare for years now. And everything, and like it's just been nothing but like I stated before, a shit show for years and everything like that. So it's just like we've stated on many occasions, like there's clearly no leadership there whatsoever. That's probably got a direction where they want to go, because they've brought in another, like I've said, creative manager, creative director. Again, I think it's the 5th one in the last 10 years. Like, how many times has that Casey guy returned and he's left? He'd be coming back for his third coming in, or his 4th coming and everything like that. But yeah, it's like there's clearly no leadership there. And like my deepest worry is that eventually that EA is just going to say, fuck it, we're getting rid of you, we're closing you. It's like EA's probably not even. I'm sounding like I'm fucking helping EA. That's weird. But
I can counterbalance that.
Yeah, EA's like. They'll be probably thinking, how much money are we throwing into this fuckers? And they haven't released a new game in years. The last one crashed and burned like shit, and everything. And it's just like, yeah, we all know you were part of this problem as well. You should have been stepping in a lot longer than before you decided to step in and bitch about it. And it's just like, the studio is sadly all over the place. And like what I hear, it's like, a shit show on fire there, and it's like, oh god. And to hear that though is so, I can't think of the word. It's so demoralizing for me. It's just like, yeah, it's a lot of bollocks, demoralizing bollocks, because I'm just like, these, like, they're one of my favorite studios. It's like, I love their games, Dragon Age, Mass Effect, and all like that.
Baldur's Gate.
And it's like, I didn't say Baldur's Gate, did I?
No, I did. They made the first Baldur's Gate.
Did they?
They did.
BioWare did the really?
Mm-hmm.
I did not know that. Either way, yeah, it's like, and they've been a shit show on fire. It's like they've had that one nice shiny thing of the Mass Effect Legendary Edition,
which, just to jump in on that, number one, the thing I was going to say before is like this. The layoffs were probably an EA mandated cost cutting thing, where it's like you have to cut this much money. Like so, I don't want them to get off scot-free from this. Number two,
no, there's no doubt about it. They've said this is an but EA it's also thing. Because of how crap the management's there,
and also, I mean, we've talked about
it's a whole layer. Yeah.
We've talked about Bioware Magic before, and this is just more of the same. But now they're not putting out shitty games anymore because they can't afford to put out any more shitty games.
Just can't afford to put out a game right now.
Because the Mass Effect Legendary Edition, it was great. Look, man, I've played it like 4 fucking times. Eventually, I'm gonna get around to fucking firing off this 6-hour video about Mass Effect. But the thing to remember is that's a remaster or a re-release of games from back in the good old days. Like when looking at the history of a studio. For me personally, in terms of like figuring out what the fuck's going on at the studio and like what their future projects potentially look like, I'm like in my mind as I'm taking that out because those are games from 2007 to 2012. So in my head, the Legendary Edition, it's a nice re-release, don't get me wrong, and it's really great to get to play those games again on modern consoles, but it has no bearing on where BioWare is as a studio in terms of making new games. Because, I mean, those games already were a thing and they already existed. I'm just covering for Moody while he fucking deep throats an ice cube. And chokes on it. Because I made him laugh while he was doing it. I'm so sorry. Please don't die. No. Moody, come back. Don't go towards the light. but you see where I'm coming from, right? It's like the Legendary Edition is awesome, and I'm never going to take away from the fact that it's a great thing. But also, as far as I'm concerned, BioWare's last game was Anthem. And that's where I'm coming from in terms of like, well, here we are now. But in the run-up to Anthem, me and Keith used to sit on this podcast and talk about all the people who fucking left the studio in the run-up to Anthem. And is this going to be a problem? And now we've been sitting here 4 years talking about all the people who keep leaving BioWare.
Yeah, we have, like...
And the only difference is they haven't shat out a half-finished game. In the meantime, you know what I mean? I believe it was 2019 when Dreadwolf was first revealed.
I'm looking it up now. 4 years, 2018.
So it was
Game Awards, so
it was like December 2018.
The thing is about what's more annoying... Pardon?
5 years ago.
Yeah. So if you're going off track of what the Microsoft developer said a couple of weeks ago, it's about 5 to 7 years now to get a game developed. We've got 2 more years there.
It's not lost on me that Anthem was in development for like 5 years, but was actually in development for 18 months.
18 months to 2 years, yeah. But that's the worst thing about it, though. They've been going backwards and forwards, bringing in new creative directors all the time. That's what's going to happen with Direwolf. And
it would be like...
Then they're going to get shut on again, and it's going to be even more worse, where that's the thing about my long-term thing is BioWare going to be alive? Is BioWare the studio going to be out there in 10 years' time because of how badly it's poorly managed? Not only by just EA, just by the people there at BioWare itself. And it's just like, oh my God. And that's the thing about it. Like they release, I'm excited for Mass Effect 5, but why the hell show a teaser for a game when it shouldn't come out until after Dragon Age Direwolf? It's like, come on, man, prioritize. It's okay to think of the next game after the game you're focusing on, but think about that next game like a year away from release of the game you're focusing on, not on 3 or 2 years of the game you've meant to be focusing on. And it's just a complete mess. That's the annoying thing about it.
It's a sleight of hand trick. We saw this at Bethesda's E3 press conference when they were like, check out Fallout 76, because they knew people weren't going to want an online multiplayer Fallout game. So how did that E3 conference end? We're also making this sci-fi game called Starfield. And we're going to be making Elder Scrolls 6. It's because they've fed you the shit that you don't want. So to keep you on board, remember, we also make things that you like. Bioware does the same thing.
Yeah.
That, and I don't mean to be nasty about it, because a lot of great people work at Bioware. But Bioware made a shit game in Anthem, and it was a case of, we need to get people back on board. Dragon Age. Dragon Age Dreadwolf was revealed in 2018. Anthem came out a few months later. It was the exact same sleight of hand trick.
The thing is about it, Direwolf has had nothing but bad press, really, hasn't it?
But
because Direwolf, when it first came out, like everyone was like, "This is good. This is they got the rumors, wasn't it? Like you were saying, like it's an all online game. It's an open world.
No, were those just rumors, or was that just me going like that to you? Just video games as a service game. I can't remember.
I don't know, but I'm pretty sure. But I think that's it. So you had that, but then you've heard like I'm pretty sure this is the 5th or 6th creative director.
I don't know.
He's going to go in and he's going to change things to how he wants to do it.
Well, it would be like if I took everything I've got for my Mass Effect video right now and passed it to you.
Yeah.
And then you tried to finish it, and then you got another third of the way through it, and then you passed it on to somebody else.
I pass it on to Vitz.
And then Vitz fucking gets it 90% of the way there and passes it back to me, and I do the last 10%. That's going to be a fucking incoherent mess.
Yeah.
Probably like Dragon Age, I'm sorry to say. Unless that game is another 5 years in development at this point, I just feel like it's going to be a mess. It'll be a fucking miracle. It'll be a miracle if that game comes out and it's as good as Dead Island 2. That's, for me, the best case scenario is this game is in development hell for ages, like Dead Island 2 was, and it comes out and it's surprisingly good.
I agree.
That's where my head's at with Dragon Age.
I think their focus more is Mass Effect 5. I truly believe that. I don't know if that's true, but that's just how I feel like it's come across. Because I know what you're saying, spot on, with what you said. For you, their last game is Anthem and everything like that, which you are correct. There's no doubt about that. You are spot on there. But they saw a light when they saw Legendary Edition. They got a lot of money for it. They did. It sold incredibly well for them, and they got a lot of great press and whatnot for it. So they're like, we must return back to this franchise and somehow bring Shepard back again. And whatnot. He breathed at the end.
No, we'll ignore the fact that trying to make a direct sequel to Mass Effect 3 is like trying to solve the trolley problem.
Yeah. Something like that, yeah. Yeah, it's and that's what
it's a bad idea. I'm just going to say it. Whatever you try to do is going to be a bad idea, narratively speaking, I mean.
Yeah, true.
Andromeda had the right idea. Let's get the fuck out of there and just not have to worry about it.
Yeah. Hint at what you believe is happening there, which we all knew what was happening there because we played the trilogy. But yeah, shit happens. Yeah,
it does.
That's how it. Bioware right now is a shit show on fire, and it's just every time I hear things, it's just
oh no.
Yeah. But everywhere. Next God of War, seemingly in development at Santa Monica Studios.
A new job listing at the studio is asking for an experienced combat designer to work with lead combat designers and directors on character and boss designs for a new unannounced title, with one requirement for the job specifically asking prospective employees I wrote this, so I have to take the blame for bad grammar. With one requirement for the job specifically asking that prospective employees have knowledge of God of War 2018 and God of War Ragnarok.
Well, we all know another God of War is going to come. And and as we've already got the base that's already ready, it hopefully might be out in 4 years' time. So
PS6 launch title. Boom.
Potentially, yeah. And whatnot. But no, yeah, it's not a surprise whatsoever. Both games were incredibly successful. Move on.
I'm having trouble talking through that ice cube there, Moody.
I'm going to keep on doing it as well. I'm already there. Keep on going.
Well, I've done it now. I've committed.
This is no surprise that way. Let's just be frank here. But I'm very curious I want to know what's Corey Bauer's next game is. I want to see what he's doing, because obviously he didn't work on Ragnarok. He moved on to another thing that they were doing with Santa Monica, so I want to see what's next for that. But
sure,
I hope we might see it next year.
Yeah, who knows? Got to get through all these live set. We've got to drill through this layer of live service at PlayStation right now before we can get to like the good stuff. Sorry, that sounds really mean. To get to the things we are personally all excited for.
We would be interested in.
Yeah, the things that we are excited to see.
Yeah, that's fair. But no, yeah, it's good to see. Like you said, crack on.
Yeah, it seems like a thing that I think we all knew was probably going to happen, but like they left it in a similar place as The Last of Us Part 2, where it's like you could just stop now and do other things and revisit the series in like 10, 15, 20 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it seems like they're going to do another one imminently.
Yeah.
Relatively.
I think we could eventually have like a good talk about like PlayStation. Eventually, like about their exclusives and whatnot in the future soon. So maybe
we'll see. Well, not next week because somebody's going to be reviewing Baldur's Gate, but maybe the week after if nothing's going on. We can do that.
Maybe, yeah. We'll have a look. Mario's voice actor is stepping back from role. That's the title. That's all we need to know, basically, isn't it?
Yeah, Charles Martinet has voiced Mario since 1997, 1996. Since 1996, Super Mario 64 also provided the voices for Luigi, Wario, probably did Waluigi as well, and a host of other Super Mario franchise characters. This year's Super Mario Wonder will be the first title not to include Martinet, who is transitioning into a new role as, quote, Mario Ambassador, end quote.
Well, they've already got his replacement with Chris Pratt, so it's all good.
Oh my god, can you imagine if Chris Pratt's voice is in Super Mario Wonder? Actually, that would probably do me a favor because I probably wouldn't play
it. The guy's had an incredible career, like, and so
man, right? Like, how many
take a bow, sir, and everything. So
he's got this character that he's been doing for like, it's like one of the most famous, iconic video game characters of all time.
Yeah,
and his brother.
Yeah, true. And they got a replacement for him as well, so it's all good.
I don't know if I want to watch. I keep thinking about watching the Super Mario Brothers movie, but I don't know. We'll see.
It's perfectly fine.
It's perfectly adequate. That seems to be like what I thought was going to be, and it seems to be what a lot of people are saying. And sometimes, you do need to put like a movie that you can just stick on and colorful, shiny things happen in front of you. But no, like, it's cool. Charles Martinet, he's done this for so long and he's bowing out. It had to happen eventually.
Yeah, that's true. There's no doubt about that. Like, F1 takes a bow and says, next, passes the torch on to someone else.
It's a me. It's a not me.
One more. Okay.
Uno more.
Oh God.
We talked a lot about a few things, and I was like, oh, I didn't expect that, but it's how this podcast rolls.
NBA 2K24 is adding a second $20 season pass. Why the hell not?
That's
Screamity,
it.
Let's scream.
That's the tweet. That's the story.
So they're going to get 2 season passes.
Yeah.
And they're both $20.
They're adding another season
pass. When the game, is already, $80, $70,
$80? Basketball fans just...
This is Take 2, isn't it?
2K.
That's
it.
Of course, yeah. It says 2K in the fucking...
2K games. It's in the name. No, I was doing a pun about EA Sports.
Yeah.
EA Sports is in the game. 2K games is in the name.
Well, this is the thing about it. The sports players don't care when it comes to... I don't mean this nastily, but they do just seem not to care when it comes to the season passes for any of the sports games, because they just buy them and just crack on with it.
Do they have like how do sports games fans have so much disposable income? Like, I had to my hand was when I was like buying Baldur's Gate 3 for £50, my hands were shaking. It's like,
I haven't for at least 3 games instead of just 1.
I haven't spent this much money on a game for about 2 years.
Yeah, but this thing, it's fucking 70 quid on PS5.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It was $49.99 on Steam.
90 if you want to get it early.
Oh, fucking, oh, yeah.
If I remember right, I'll have to double check that. But I'm pretty sure it's like something like that. But yeah, it's not 50 quid.
Goddamn.
It's a lot of bollocks, but anyway.
That is a lot of bollocks.
2K, bad. Yeah.
Yeah, like, why the fuck do you need 2 season passes, you dickheads? Come on, man. Oh, video games are expensive to make.
Is the first season pass for right-handed basketball players the new one for those left-handed basketball
I don't know,
players?
and you know what? I'm not going to look it up. That sounds fair. Like, no, it's defend, like, you get 1 season pass for defenders and 1 season pass for attackers. That's it. That's how it works. Man,
1 for 2 points scored, 1 for 3 points.
One for from the line. I've seen the Michael Jordan documentary. I know what I'm talking about. No, like, I remember there was that one NBA game which was a bit wacky on, like, Mega Drive or whatever, where it was like, you know, you threw the ball and the ball could go on fire and you could smash the things, and it was like, it was a thing because it was at a retro games fair as well. I went to a few years ago, and it was fun. But, like, Jesus Christ, like, I feel like even, right, if this was an NHL game, which as Moody knows, I dip in and out every few years to NHL games, like, even if this was an NHL game, a sport I fucking love, I would be like, 2 season passes? Fuck off. I don't even buy 1. I don't even buy the game, I'm renting it. And then I wait for it to come to Game Pass. Maybe I am the problem.
You do?
She plays these games, but she doesn't ever buy them.
Yeah, that's true.
But I don't pirate them. That's the difference.
That is
true. We have time for another quick one if you want to do it. If there's a quick one you want to do.
No, the other ones look like they would take up a bit of a discussion. So
they probably would. We can leave some of them. Like if I'm reviewing Baldur's Gate 3 next week, there's one there that we can leave for next week for sure, because it'll be relevant to the topic at hand.
Yeah.
Can we talk about the sheer fucking hilarity that was me waking up this morning and seeing a headline which was Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2 could be out in October.
Yeah, if you want, go for it.
Because, like, I just woke up and I saw this headline and I was like, what the actual fuck? What the fuck knuckles is this? Like, this is bullshit, right? And what happened was, so you remember that Stalker thing we did, I think last week, where it was like the distributor Plion updated the release date to say December whatever. Yeah. Stalker 2 is coming out. Well, they did it again. Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2 has changed from unannounced to October 27th, 2023. And this website always uses December 31st for placeholders for games that it doesn't have release dates for. So so people are going, is Vampire Masquerade Bloodlines 2 coming out in October? And it pairs with Paradox, the publisher, talking about a big reveal at PAX West, which is next week. And then Stalker 2 is actually coming out in Q1 2024, so the whole thing up there was bollocks. So the answer to the question is no. Good God, this game isn't coming out this year. It was announced in 2019. It was originally supposed to come in 2020. And then Paradox got rid of the entire, like, the development studio, just bombed it off.
Yeah.
This game is not coming out in October. If it is, I will eat this cup. It'll be difficult because my teeth are apparently full. But I'll do it. Fuck me, man. Some people will believe anything. If I'm playing Bloodlines 2 in October, fuck off. No, I'm not. That's not possible. That's mad. That's madness. If I have to sit down on this podcast 2 weeks from now and say Bloodlines 2 is coming out in October, the world doesn't make any sense anymore.
That's fair.
Fuck that. Plus, it'll be coming out right in the fucking middle of all of those other games. It's going to die again. This is what killed the first one. It came out on the same day as Half-Life 2.
Yeah.
Why would you do it again? Never mind. Moody, should we talk about what's happening next week?
Yeah, go for
it. Before I just go completely unhinged.
Go for it, Amy.
Cool. What's happening next week? 1, Baldur's Gate 3. Amy reviews Baldur's Gate 3 on the next podcast.
Cool.
Moody will be there too.
Are you getting Vits? Are you going to ask Vits? Because I know he's been playing, hasn't
he? He has not. He's specifically been avoiding it because he needs to have time to do things.
Life.
Yeah. I think he wants to. I think he's going to play it with Lauren as well, his partner. So I think they're going to play it on a console, on a couch, because it's a co-op game as well. So I think they're going to do that.
Fair. Okay.
But I totally respect it. As someone whose entire free time has been sucked into a black hole of Baldur's Gate, I get it. If people need to do things in life, this isn't the game you want to play right now.
That's fair. That's fair. That's why I'm thinking it's deep down is probably just because other games are coming out.
Christmas.
I'm probably going to push it for Christmas, yeah.
It's a good idea. Like, I actually have a recommend. Like, when I do the review next week, I'll actually have a specific recommendation about when to play this game. But I'll save that for next week. Nice little tease.
When you're retired, is that basically when it is?
I mean, that would be a great time to play it. When you have nothing to do, you can play a Baldur's Gate 3.
When you've won the lottery and you can retire.
Yeah, when you're not working or have any life commitments. No, I'm sure some people play games normally. Like, some people play 100-hour games over the space of months, which is a normal thing to do. You know, they don't compress it into like 3 weeks. Just because they make it their entire fucking personality. I'm talking about myself.
I know.
Okay, good. Just so we're on the same page there. Streams will be coming back next Friday. I'm not doing it tomorrow for personal reasons. I didn't do it last week. I was going to stream Phasmophobia last Saturday, but Ryan couldn't play until 10 p.m. and somebody didn't see my messages. Somebody else didn't see messages I sent saying, "Do you want to play Phas tomorrow?" And I just let it be because I was like, it's fine. Because we ended up not starting till late, so I was like, it's too late for Moody. But I did send you 2 messages on Friday asking if you want to play Phasmophobia.
Then you I'll get back to you.
I never got that message. I legitimately never got that message.
I said I'll get back to you. Oh no, you messaged me.
Yeah.
This week, haven't you? Yeah, you messaged me on Tuesday.
No, but last week I messaged you as well. I said Phas tomorrow night, and then I said Phas tomorrow night.
Oh, I
twice
did not see them.
I thought about just continuously bombarding you with messages all the way through, but I had board game day, so I was like, I don't want to.
So it's really, really weird. So I think we're gonna have to have a conversation about this, not about Phas, about just messaging each other in general.
That's fair.
Offline.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I'm not getting your messages. My phone does not acknowledge
it. The phone
hates
me. It's fine. Yeah. I understand. Big mood. I hate me too.
Oh, no, don't hate yourself.
So, I mean, do you check Discord a lot? Because I've been using Discord for a lot of people since Twitter.
No, I'm just thinking maybe WhatsApp.
Right. Okay. No problem. I can do that. We'll sort. Give me a phone number right now.
I'll text you.
Yeah, I thought you might. Send it on the message platform. We don't see each other's messages on. Yeah, good idea. Yeah, but I'll be back to streaming next week. I know what I'm streaming. I know which game I'm streaming next week. Because it's not Pokemon, because obviously Nintendo has failed me. My console, I mean. But I'm going to stream... I don't know, it's this game...
Sea of Stars?
I don't think you've heard of this game.
Probably not.
It's really niche.
Definitely not.
Definitely like like this tiny little indie game that no one has ever heard of. It's called Bramble the Mountain King. I don't know if you've never heard of it, right?
I've never heard of this game.
Never heard of this game? No. Okay, no. Cool.
Never heard of this game. I heard shit.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Maybe I won't stream it then. Maybe I'll stream something else. Maybe I will stream Sea of Stars. Good idea, Moody. Thanks.
Oh, that's awesome.
I thought you'd figured me out when I was like, it's a really niche game. You've definitely never heard of it. I thought...
No, my brain wasn't clicking with the sarcasm in your voice there at all.
No, that's fair.
At all.
No, I'm going to stream. I was looking at my list of games that I want to play, and I was like, I want something I can just do. One and done on the day. And then Bramble was at the top of that list. And I was like, fuck it, I'll just stream Bramble.
So what? Friday the 1st of September.
Friday the 1st of September, 6 p.m. Twitch.tv/wordsaboutgames. Amy's gonna play a Bramble all the way through.
Oh la la! That's awesome.
Beginning and end, and then I'm gonna watch the credits. There he is!
Now I can text him to say, shut up!
I've done it now, right? Fuck off.
Yeah, if you don't put context into that, I'll not understand. I've done it now fuck off, Moody.
Probably just think I'm talking about fucking devils in Baldur's Gate.
I've done it now, Moody. I've shagged the bear, okay? Shut up.
I've shagged the bear. You happy now? If I do record a playthrough of Baldur's Gate 3 for you specifically, just for you, I will do the bear sex scene.
Shag the bear.
I know how to do it. I could have done it. I chose not to.
Oh, that's so disappointing.
For myself. For myself.
What else is the week after me?
What else is happening next week? We've got shows, Moody. We've got shows. Mixed Next Showcase is happening Thursday, 31st of August to Friday, the 1st of September.
Question.
What's Mixed Next Showcase? It's an indie game thing.
Okay.
So I have this site, it lists literally all the game conferences ever.
Yeah.
But it does all of them. So even the business to business conferences and stuff. So I'm sifting through it, which ones are ones that are actually showcases and shows.
I'm interested in as well. Yeah.
And which ones are fucking executives connecting with executives to talk about how to word their next layoff email.
And brag about their money they've made.
Yeah. Sucking each other off about how much fucking the bonuses they got this year. But yeah, no, Mixed Next Showcase. It's an indie game thing. Nintendo Live is happening from Friday, 1st of September to Monday, 4th of September. This is not a game announcement thing. This is a thing that's happening in America. People can go to it, and it's a fun thing, celebration of Nintendo. Sometimes I know people get the wrong end of the stick.
So not the Nintendo Switch 2, huh?
No, God no. And PAX West is happening Friday the 1st of September to Monday the 4th of September. So if you're lucky enough to be able to go to PAX West, have fun.
Yeah.
It does look like fun.
I've heard nothing but great things about the PAXs all the time. So yeah. I just don't know if I would ever still want to go to it.
No, I don't want to go to PAX. EGX was busy enough for me.
Yeah.
And it's prime. And I don't think PAX is busier. The shows that I want to go to in America, if I ever went to shows in America, they're not even they are video game related. One is I want to go to GDQ sometime to just sit in the crowd and for a week. Obviously not all week. I'd sleep. But I want to go and be in the crowd at GDQ. And I want to go to Gen Con, which isn't a video game thing. It's a board game and tabletop thing. But I don't know. That always looks like fun.
I just have no interest in going to America.
If these things can be in not America, that would be great. But they are, so unfortunately. But if I was going to go to PAX, I would just go to Gamescom.
Yeah.
Just because it's, it's across the water. It's not fucking on the other side of the world.
My dream studio to work for is in America. I'm just no, I just can't. Unless I can work from home. It's not gonna happen.
But you'd probably have to work through the night. Because you'd be working in their hours, right?
I probably wouldn't like that.
Are you comfortable sharing what your dream studio is on the podcast, or should I ask you after?
No, Deck 9.
Deck 9, of course it is.
Yeah, because what they helped me with and everything like that with my life. I would love to.
If I was,
I would just love to speak to someone from Deck 9. I would love to do that one day.
I'll see if I know anyone, because I have a smattering of disparate people I've met, and maybe I know. Maybe, I did randomly, I am randomly online social media friends with one of the people you work with.
How random that.
I just pick them up as someone who as someone who goes to shows and talks to developers, and sometimes I just randomly collect random people who just work in the games industry. That's how I meet most people.
So what's your name? You here yet? Is that you yet? Yeah, cool. Follow me.
No, I was like, no, it'll be like I play a game demo, and then I just talk to the developer for half an hour instead of wandering off to play more games. Or there was one year. This actually happened twice at 2 different EGXs where I was going out for smokes at the same time as somebody else, and we just ended up realizing, chatting, and then it's like, oh, like you work for, I think at the time it was like the Eve Online publisher.
Oh yeah. I don't know. Can't remember the name of the studio, but I know what you mean.
And then the second time was the last EGX I went to, and there was this French lady, and we just ended up. We only went out once together, but we ended up standing on the balcony at the XL Center for like 45 minutes just chatting. And at no point did we talk about video games. And then it turned out she was like a developer. You
heard it right, people. Amy was trying to hook up with someone.
How was it? No. Not that person.
I'm joking.
Not that person. I've definitely.
When did Baldur's Gate again? Huh?
What happens at EGX stays at EGX, right? That's all I'm going to say.
That is true indeed. That is true indeed. Well, that all sounds fabulous. I can't wait to hear you. Actually, I might even hop in. I don't know. Do I hop in to see your Bramble?
Can you? That's the question. Not will you? Because I can't watch people watching I can't be around people watching my videos.
Yeah. Do you want me to hop in?
If you feel comfortable hopping in, hop in. But
okay,
if you start telling me what to do,
this.
if you start telling me what to do, I'm going to tell you to fuck off.
No, I mean, you go left.
No, you're going the wrong way. Shut up, Mary!
Right! Now jump! You just killed me, Moody. That's what I was trying to do.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to do. I wanted you to get the special death screen. Look, you got an achievement. Only 2.1% of people got. Okay. Fair. Sea of Stars and Goodbye Volcano High are also coming out next week, but we'll talk about those in a moment. It's time.
Yeah, I thought we already spoke about that. Never mind. No, go.
Oh, I thought you were going to do the intro for Open. It's time for OpenCritic Head-To-Head.
I'm so disoriented right now.
This is the game we play every single week where we try to guess the OpenCritic average of upcoming games. Whoever guesses closest to the score gets a point. If you manage to guess the score correctly, you get 2 points. It's a fucking banger of a week. We've got lots of points to give out, and we've got lots of things to guess. Last week, or the last few weeks, we've tried to guess the upcoming averages, the averages of 4 games. 4 games have all popped up at the same time. Number 1, Bomb Rush Cyberpunk. You can tell we did this a little while ago because Vitz was also here. I guessed it would get a 78. Moody guessed it would get a 70. Vitz guessed it would get a 75. At the time of recording, it has a 70, which means Moody gets 2 points. Are you going to tell me it's changed?
I got lucky with this one.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to tell me it's changed. I was like, fuck.
No, I think I've got lucky with this one because there's only 4 reviews on there right now, but it's an overwhelmingly positive on Steam. So if the others have got their reviews out, I think the score's gonna shoot right up for it.
Oh, definitely.
So it's
people have been waiting. People have been waiting for a Jet Set Radio spiritual successor for a long time. Mm-hmm. So it doesn't surprise me that people have just gone straight to Steam, played it, and been like, "This is fucking everything I wanted."
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's good. That's good. That's awesome. Reviews aren't the be all and end all. We only do this as a fun little game to play. I don't think we take the OpenCritic review averages very seriously.
No,
as overall. The next game was Armored Core 6 Fires of Rubicon, From Software's next release. I guessed it would get an 88 because 88 never fails. Mooney guessed it would get an 87, and at the time of recording, 88 failed because Armored Core 6 has an OpenCritic average of 85, which means Mooney gets another point. So that's 3 points so far this week. For one Mooney. No, I'm not going to play this. I'm not a fan. As much as I'm the From Software person, I'm not an Armored Core fan.
I've got it. It's on the way, but I don't know if I'm going to touch it.
It is a very different game, unless they've really decided to radically change the design of Armored Core. It's a very different game from Dark Souls, Bloodborne, Elden Ring.
It's just I haven't finished Shadow Gambit yet. I kind of want to get as much as I played before good one and a good Volcano High happens and Sea of Stars,
Sure.
and underwater that underwater game comes, and then it just doesn't stop after that. That's the thing about it. So I'm probably thinking I'm probably going to return this. Along with Diablo.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I gave up. As soon as we didn't play it again, I was just like, I'm not going to play this by myself. And to be honest, like, I was only playing it because I was playing it with you.
I got it from my partner and she hasn't even touched it.
Yeah, because I remember you saying you played the
She loves Diablo. She really does. And it's just like, she's just like, I'll just play the third one. I was like, all right, if you're happy with that, I'm happy with that.
Okay. Anyway, I've got loads more to get through here because we also have Immortals of Avium. I guessed it would get a 75. Moody guessed it would get a 76. At the time of recording, Immortals of Avium has an OpenCritic average of 73, which means Amy gets a point. Don't have anything to say about this.
I'm hearing that it's a fine game.
It's okay.
It should not have come out now.
Sure.
Because
like all fucking games at the minute. Yeah.
Eurogamer gave it a 2 out of 5. Ouch.
I did not see that. And the last game was Fort Solis, the horror game. Wow. I guessed it would get a 72. Moody guessed it would get a 75. At the time of recording, Fort Solis has an OpenCritic average of 63. So from what I'm hearing about this game is it starts really strong and then falls apart as it goes on, which is a shame.
Sucks to hear that. Because it does look good.
Yeah, I was interested. I still am, to be honest. Like, I might still give it a whack, depending on like price, where you can get it from, or you get it on sale or something. But like, I might still have a look. It's only 4 hours long, apparently. So at least if it falls apart in the second half, that's not a massive time investment. And I mean, we've both played games that have OpenCritic averages of like sub 70 that we've both put on our Game of the Year lists. So you never know.
Yes, indeed.
But let's get. Do you want to guess some scores?
Yeah, go for it.
All right, we're going to guess some scores. We're going to guess 3 games this week. The first one isn't coming out next week, but the reviews are. It's for Starfield, whose review embargo...
Yeah, because you can technically play it from next week if you buy it.
You can. And the review embargo lifts on the Thursday before we start recording the podcast. So I'm going to do Starfield first. Moody, it's been a long time since a Bethesda Games RPG has come out that isn't an always online broken piece of crap. I'm going for it. Starfield is going to get 92 on OpenCritic.
Wow.
People fucking love these games. And while I don't understand it, I do respect it. So many people are so fucking excited about this game on my Blue Sky timeline. And I'm like, cool. I love that for you. It's a tough one.
Amy.
That's me.
You threw a spanner in my works there.
Did I?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I did very briefly consider making the Xbox error joke and being like, it's going to get 75, like that Xbox guy said. But then I was like, no, I actually want to try and do this seriously. For all the people out there who feel slighted and all of my Bethesda Games Studios comments in the past, this is my olive branch to you from me.
Shit, I'm going to be stupid here. So stupid if it happens, Rust will have the 3 highest games in the fucking thing.
I mean, obviously. That's where I'm going with this. I feel like that's what's going to happen.
$94.
Oh, damn. That would be that. Yeah, that would do it. I can't wait to see what people think. Really can't.
Could be 70 in it.
75. I'll be like, oh! The joke would have worked.
Wow,
no, I think it's going to be.
There's another game that's in OpenCritic at 92 called Video First.
Yeah, I've heard of this one.
Never heard of this one.
Yeah.
It just came out. And
someone I know from social media made it.
Look at this.
It's on my radar. But anyway, Moody, we've got no time left. And 2 games left to guess. So the next one we're going to do is Sea of Stars. Moody, would it shock you to learn that I'm going to guess that this is going to get a 92?
Oh.
It's going to be one hell of a week if I'm right.
Idiot.
It's going to be one hell of a week if I'm right. Now, okay, we're going to also do Goodbye Volcano High.
Now, if this was a you and me thing, I think like you and me, we would go 90 or something like, high 80s.
Yeah, definitely.
This is you and me. We would go high 80s easily.
Narrative-driven indie games with no violent combat mechanics don't do well on OpenCritic. We both know this. However, recall that we talked earlier about not really taking OpenCritic seriously, and I have the chance to do the funniest possible thing this week, which is
put all 3 of your games in the 90s.
I'm going to put it as a 90. The first 2 were serious guesses. This one, I mean, it'd be amazing if it got that. Do I think it's going to get that? No, I don't trust game reviewers as a whole.
I don't trust them to have a fucking score out for it because they're concentrating on Starfield and maybe Sea of Stars.
But this is a PlayStation thing, revealed at a PlayStation showcase, clearly backed in some way by PlayStation. Like, it's going to get a review score.
All right, 88 again.
I mean, yeah. Have I gone mad? Yeah. Did I do it? Yeah. Did I do it for the lols? Yeah. If this happens...
I'm playing that first anyway. And if it happened like this, I'm definitely playing this. All the games go out the fucking window for me.
If I get 6 points next week, I'm going to retire from OpenCritic Head-To-Head because there's no way I can top this.
Respect. And there's no way I could top catch you.
But no, I think I love the look of Goodbye Volcano High. I have for a long time, and I'm really, really excited to play it.
Cool.
Same with not all 3, obviously Starfield's not, but Sea of Stars as well. I'm really, really excited to play. I've been excited for a long time. And Starfield, I'm really, really excited to hear what Moody thinks of it.
Yeah, I am looking forward to see what Starfield's like. But yeah, we'll definitely see what happens. I've just wishlist that video verse thing. It looks really good.
It does. But that's going to do it for episode 366 of the Words About Games podcast. We talked a lot, but that's what we do. It's a podcast. Moody, do you have any final words of wisdom for us this week? Briefly.
No, bye.